All right, everybody know your card and your role. Everybody know your card and your role. Please shut the fuck up. All right, City asleep. Mafia head up. Mafia acknowledge each other. Mafia, please point at your first target. Mafia, please point at your second target. Mafia, can you agree on a target? Okay, Mafia, head down. Cop, head up. Cop, who would you like to check? Cop, head down. Medic, head up. Medic, who would you like to save? Okay, medic, head down. Vigi, head up. Vigi, would you like to use your shot tonight? If so, please point. All right, Vigi, head down. City awake. Pimp, Ken.
Right here. Use this one.
There's another microphone right there.
There's mine down there.
Can we just double check they all have like decent batteries?
Two batteries on that one. This one's got two.
This is on one bar. It's on one bar.
Hey, can we get a double A replacement on this one? Those both have one, it looks
This is on
like.
one.
This one has two. Bring it forward.
They're in the production room up on the third shelf on the right.
They're yellow.
When you walk in.
So how many functioning mics do we have?
They're all
got
functioning
three.
now, they're just
Three.
low battery.
We have three.
So can we start or are we waiting?
We can start.
Did
Okay.
Vigi shoot anyone?
A bold opening. All right. I want to start by saying that was a long Mafia night, and I heard some movement to my right, probably one of these two, and it was the kind of no movement, halfway through that really long period. It was that kind of, like you're really getting furious pointing at someone, a little bit of shifting. It was quiet until about halfway through.
I heard him too. It was Conrad, I think.
That's actually interesting because I thought I heard you purge. At which stage? During the Mafia stage.
Tell me.
Why would you ask me which stage? Are you another
I made
role?
exactly one movement that I remember of, and I was like, "Fuck, they're gonna think I'm Mafia."
It's only
tell me exactly when it is.
What do you mean, which stage? Within
Give
that
me,
Mafia setup?
Give me 30-second period. At which point did I make a noise?
Man, that's like the most precise, like 30-second
got
period.
anything?
Can you tell me how long the Mafia period was?
It was literally the first 2 seconds. You didn't give me an answer.
First 2 seconds.
I think that was pretty clear. This guy's Mafia.
When did his night happen?
Wait. So wait.
I thought it happened during the
me say
Mafia
answer
phase.
first,
I
and then-
would say it's like partway through. I can't tell you the
Okay,
exact
and Purge,
moment.
when did you hear him?
Wait, stop. Both of you said that the exact same time.
Same. Oh, I like that idea. Do you want to do the same time?
Okay.
Let's
Both
do,
of you say it at the
let
exact
me
same
get a time
time, and
estimation.
you could
I
either
will
say
count down.
round one,
Wait.
round two,
Mine's like
or
a
round three.
sentence. Mine's like a
Or
sentence.
You could say it.
Can you just
Okay.
with me and then I'll...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you tell.
Or,
and I'll
well, I was gonna say the
Wait,
percentage
I'm gonna tell 3
into
people
the
'cause I don't
Mafia
trust you
voting.
fuckers. All right, I'm gonna tell 3. I'm gonna tell 3 people individually. No, I don't want to put the game on the chance that you're a Mafia. Okay.
Why don't you just say that? You don't have to trust anyone if you say it out loud at the same time.
Let's just say the percentage of time into it that he moved, because I have a number.
If you're talking to other people, it could
I-
potentially be
I know
like
exactly.
other Mafia.
Yeah.
What does that matter? What time I tell on you revealing?
Because they could be your Mafia partner.
Exactly. So if you both say it at the
I'm
same
gonna tell
time,
3 people, which means that there's like basically no right.
Okay, listen, we can do this. We can do this. Let's go ahead with it. Let's do it properly. Make sure the people can see you, like be it visible for whichever camera we're on. I don't know if we. Probably the bird's eye.
Why are you guys talking amongst yourselves?
No.
Did you just get here? Are you new?
We're doing like a weird perspective.
Me and Andrew both heard, so we're trying to confirm the exact time we heard the movement.
Okay,
So now what am I? I'm telling the 3. Or,
Tell those 2. That should be fine.
or do I just say it out loud?
Tell them secretly, and then can we get a third? Can we get a third for? Can't be you. Can we get a third? All right, re-say it one more time.
just like get out.
Yeah, you missed
So
it, Flash.
fucking-
Get out of here. Good try.
All right. Either of you 3 say something, and then all the other 3 will confirm.
It was
50%.
He said it was during the phase where he said, "You ready?" or "What's your decision?" Right? Yeah, the moderator. Are you going to make your decision?
Well,
That's what
they already said 50% into the Mafia phase.
But it was like exactly what I said before. Is if they started, they couldn't agree, and after about halfway through the entire night
That sounds about
phase-
right.
Yeah, that was when I heard the shuffling,
One
as
like
if he was
Conrad?
pointing angrily.
Was it before or after the what was it like? Could you please choose a single target or whatever?
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Like that.
He asked, can you agree on it?
Can you agree on a
So
target?
suffice it to say, it's either they are having the most insane.
Well, it's either
two
like
Mafia
there's like 5
play in
Mafia
the
over
world.
here. Roughly 5.
It's either
I also
them-
like to ask a
actually,
question.
I'm actually just gonna call it I was Mafia, but this is the stupidest way to actually start the game.
Oh!
That's it. What?
Let's read it.
That's it. That's how I'm gonna play it.
Wait,
So here, if I have to like actually move and try and get my thing, and I have no choice but to move,
It's quite squishy.
How is that my fault in this situation? Like, this is literally like it's
Mud
impossible.
decision.
It's impossible for me to get out of this situation. Like this is
finally do something.
this is
in town.
this is the okay. Let me put it this way. If you want
And then you
to.
guys reset.
If you want to talk about, guys, I want to
I like that.
I want to speak about
Purge's
this
reaction
game.
was so town as well.
I want to.
Dude, I was like, I don't even care what Conrad says. I know
specifically
Kevin's
wanna
town,
speak
which
about
means
this
he has
game.
to be Mafia.
Like,
I could tell Purge was town.
Mafia is a game of deception, and it's about logic and understanding. And if your choice is to go with movement, if your choice is movement as the choice, when I have no
Z-God
choice but to move,
gets a win.
that is just my fault, and I can't win. So I'm just gonna concede here, and anybody else can figure it out.
This is dumb. Please don't do that again.
Yeah,
Give me
but-
your cards
I'm not
back.
gonna play if that's the way.
No. But here's the thing. Wait, Conrad, I'm 100% with you. But at the same
I blame
time,
the mod.
it's on the Mafias
I think Charlie's trying to
like,
give
work
Conrad
around that.
losses.
The whole point is that we can't talk. Like,
Conrad,
Mafia
your
can't
thoughts?
talk amongst each other. And if you either
Just
need
kidding.
to concede
You're
with each other or
Charlie.
not. Nobody. It was a redeal.
So Purge and I both heard Conrad during the night, and
Charlie just doesn't want Conrad to get wins.
We know who the other Mafia were?
That's such a lame thing.
Who were the other Mafia?
That's the way I'm gonna lose. I'd rather lose like that. That's not the perspective you talk.
Viewers, I am terribly sorry about that, but I don't want you guys to have to watch a game like that. So we are going to redeal.
oh, but when you we heard his sound, and he said, "Okay, I can't defend myself. I'm Mafia. You're gonna go on hearing me because I have to point."
You guys are kept going. I just conceded. Like, that's it.
Wait, hold on. That counts as a Mafia. The town window, right?
I don't care. I really don't care.
Town win, baby. Town win. Town win in the stats. Yes, baby.
Sit.
6-2, baby.
That is not a town win, but I am tempted to give Conrad a loss. Yes, I am down to... Yes. Sound is perfectly fine.
I blame our DJs who didn't do their job properly that time.
Okay, can you please put the...
Not turn on and off at the right time. So
All right, everybody see your card. We are going to sleep. Everybody knows your shit. All right. City, go to sleep.
A little louder, please.
Mafia, head up. All right. You have acknowledged each other. Please point at your first kill. Please point at your second kill. Your second kill? Your second kill. 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 Alright, thank you. Mafia, head down. Cop, head up. Cop, please point at your first check. Alright, cop, head down. Medic, head up. Medic, who would you like to save? Vigilante, head up. Vigilante, if you would like to use your shot, please point. Alright, thank you. Vigilante, head down. Thank you. City awake. Gods and Pimp Munkle, you are dead. Sorry, Pimp. Sorry, Pimp.
You come back in and you quickly execute it again. So you don't need the mic, right?
Honestly, I should have, but I was busy writing shit.
Feels like.
Okay, so I just want to say that I fucking hate the way Charlie is modding the Mafia kills. Just second kill, second kill, second kill. Just fucking wait. But anyway,
Does that annoy you as a Mafia member?
That has nothing to do with this game. It just really annoyed me. Sitting there.
I'm actually just really annoyed that my enemy has been put at a disadvantage.
Yeah, this is my Mafia play where I come out and I complain about the mod in the Mafia phase, so that you know that I'm definitely Mafia. I'm not Mafia though.
Okay.
Kill-wise, I think that they're extremely safe, very unlikely saves or anything. We're getting to the point where there's some patterns emerging, and it's, if you miss a kill sometimes, Mafia, it's awful, and it really screws over your whole game. So just 2 people off the bat that are gone, and I think Gods is sometimes easy to read, and Pimp is constructive to town, so they're like safe kills.
I heard Conrad move again.
I did not hear him move that time. And I'm also.
I feel like that move that Zyori did just outed him out as a Mafia to me.
Did you hear a move?
I would just say that he was just looking for a very
Can you
easy
give
kill.
it? All right. Did you actually hear a move? Did you actually?
I would like to formal him though. I don't like his style.
Wait, did you actually?
I'm
hear
salty
a move?
from last game. Let's kill Conrad.
Question?
No, I didn't really.
Jesus.
I mean,
this is just a joke then.
Yeah. So it was a joke, right? You did you hear me move?
Okay, yeah, well, that's
So
a
no.
great waste of
And you
time.
didn't
Thank
hear
you
me
very
move?
much.
All right, well,
so
I
we
guess-
got shit to go down. Let's first impressions. Does anyone have anything that they are dying to get off their chest?
Formal. I'm just. I mean.
Of course not. Does anyone have anything that they're dying to get off their chest right now?
I mean, I think my style's pretty good. I like this sort of stuff.
I think it could be Conrad again, because Pimp died twice in a row, and Conrad was indeed Mafia last game. So I think that.
Okay, the only thing I know.
Actually kill him again.
The only thing I noticed
No,
personally was when Pimp got knocked out again. I looked around, like someone made a joke, and everyone laughed, like everyone except for a capitalist. I don't know if you, whatever. That was it.
Now, Ben, do you think that somebody would be able to make that play again, so you could say that sort of thing?
I think it's really cold that whoever killed Pimp Muckle, because he really wanted to play again, because like he was the most one that was fucked over by OD. So he got killed twice.
He was super eager.
He really wanted to play, and we played another game almost because he was like super wanted to play. But I just wanted to make that.
I think that if that had any precedence, you would be the only one that would be doing that
I
for
was
fun.
the one that wanted another game though.
I know.
didn't want to set up another game
Exactly.
just to kill him twice. Like that's.
But I mean,
ridiculous.
Literally the only player that I could see you purposely
Yeah, but I
eliminating.
died
Pimp
the
Munkle
first
to
time.
beat
No,
would be
but one thing that we've
Can I just
noticed.
say that's like exactly something Ken would do. I don't think he actually did it, but
But that is.
I
Like,
wouldn't. Blah blah blah. No, you absolutely would do that.
one thing.
I just don't think you did this time.
One thing I've learned about this group is that we're pretty merciless. We do not care if you didn't get to play last game. You just don't get to play this game either. Other groups that I've played with tend to be like, oh, feel a little bad. We'll keep him in. We won't make sure he won't get killed. So it's interesting to sort of see this perspective.
Yeah, and that's an observation that only Ken could. No, I was just saying that that's an observation about Muckle wanting to play again that only Ken would have noticed and brought up.
Well,
So.
I mean, it was me, him, and who else was I think it was me, Pimp, and someone else. I don't remember.
Okay, but as somebody that was so upset that Zyori made a joke and then you instantly made a funny joke afterwards, I mean, that was, I don't know. That was actually super interesting that you were like, thanks for wasting our time, Zyori. Hey, though, let me tell you about Pimp Uncle and how he should have played this game. That was a very 360 change of character for no reason. And
360 is the same. I mean, I actually
180 there, big guy.
360 is the same. That's what Ken said.
Listen.
I mean, I actually think Ken is narcissistic enough to do that just in normal life. But I don't think he did that for that reason this game.
Listen, I'm with LD. I think Ken's pretty messed up, but I don't. But at the same time, I think when he says something like that, he's pretty earlier when he called Nahaz out, he was like, listen, if I wanted to tilt you, I would tilt you way harder. He meant that. And that's why he's messed up. But at the same time, when he says it about Pimp, I mean, I believe that he meant it genuinely. Whether that puts him as town or Mafia, I don't know.
That's fine. But I'm doing what I always do. I'm trying to attack somebody, see if I can get any kind of crack out of them. So there we go. It's not about if I'm right or wrong. It's about how they react and how we as the group perceive it. So there you go.
When we were at the majors, Cottle Guy had been waiting 2 hours to play, and then he had to go host right after, and he couldn't play, and I still killed him. And Ken was the only person, and he wasn't Mafia, that kept bringing it up, and he's like, that was fucking cold. Who does that? And he was...
I feel the pain of 9-0 kill every time.
Yeah.
Wait, is that your defense?
No, it's
are you defending yourself?
It's in defense of Ken. I feel the reason why he brought that up was genuinely because...
That's just his style.
Yeah, because I feel a lot of us are ruthless. I would do it.
You are ruthless.
It's Cottle Guy waited 2 hours to play a game that he can't play again. I'm all right, he's dead. But
dear God,
I don't think that Ken would do that because I feel that's where he kind of draws the line.
All right, cool story. Can we move on? Does anyone else have any interesting things they want to pick up? Night one,
clearly you do, so go ahead.
No, I don't. I'm asking anyone else if they have anything interesting.
I thought what Shane said about Cap is something that we shouldn't just forget or not discuss.
I didn't hear anything Shane said. So can we say it again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I actually didn't know what the joke was.
Okay, that's
sorry.
Can you just
I want clarification.
Something about Pimp getting killed again straight away after he got killed straight away.
Yeah, basically Pimp died, and a couple people, I don't think it was one. I know, obviously, to my right, LD was like, oh wow, he got shot again. And other people were yeah, he joined the game just to get shot again, and we all kind of laughed. And Shane said he looked over, and Cap was kind of the only one he noticed that wasn't really.
Okay. All right, cool. Purge, you're usually very vocal, and you usually have some kind of thing to point out on the first night. You haven't said anything. Can you tell us what you're saying? Anything?
I feel you're just pressing me, and you don't actually have any merit for that.
Do I?
Yeah.
Because in night one, you instantly pointed out this guy, and you were ready to call him in 2 seconds.
Because he had something.
He had an overwhelming.
That was
He had an overwhelming
I'll
audio
tell you what
cue
happened.
that-
It wasn't just audio.
And
I
Andrew
saw his
brought it
arms
up.
moving in front of the lights. The light that was on my eyelids was
Okay.
changing. So I knew
Well, I
for
know,
a
but
fact that he
I'm
was.
not accusing you of anything. I'm asking you
big
for your
head.
opinion. You're a big talker. You're a
Oh,
very
yeah,
strong
that too,
town.
sure. I
Please
have
tell us
nothing.
what.
It's too early yet. I don't have
You got
nothing.
nothing?
Got nothing.
Can you push somebody for us, or you're usually a much better town than this? Can you do something for us?
I feel like he's just pressuring me to pressure me. I'm not gonna.
This actually bothers me. This feels a little bit like fake pressure. Not to say
Yeah.
Kevin shouldn't get pressure, because that's how he had issues when he was Mafia, but.
I'm actually just to speak to
him coming out within 5 seconds of the game is not classic Kevin town play. That's Kevin had overwhelming evidence town play.
I'm actually kind of okay with this kind of Slex. I think he's actually trying to generate conversation, just amongst all of us.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with what he's doing, but I'm just gonna push back on it that I don't think it's legitimate.
Right, but yeah, I don't
accusation.
think it is. But he's trying to create discussion, which is
I don't mind the
some
approach.
tiny. It's it's kind of a neutral read to me personally. The biggest thing is though, if we don't hear from him by the end of the day, it's just you keep asking questions, but you actually never hear from the person itself. It gets really suspicious. So eventually, we'd love to hear from you, sir.
Absolutely. But feel free to lead. Yeah, no, take your time. I'd love to. Can we hear from people that haven't said anything? And I'll be happy to share whatever I glean. But this is me trying to get information. I'm fishing for things. Washi, what do you got?
I mean, it is a very town play, but I do remember you for the past 2 Mafia games, and I think the same kind of jester slacks is not going to work anymore. So I think you would be one if you got a Mafia card again to change it up, because when you were town in that previous game, you had us all believe you were town. So it could be. I just want everyone to be wary of that kind of play as well.
Sorry, did you want to go first?
I mean, I actually disagree with those two in that it's neutral. I actually, personally, I feel like it's a little bit more scummy because, like, I told Slacks upstairs, like, I thought he was, like, pretty good town. Like, he moved conversation pretty forward. But I almost feel like he's being pushier than he was last time, right? Which, for me, I would think that would be Slacks going, okay, I know I have to, like, obviously he can't do the same clown thing, so he's going to try and repeat that, but I feel like it's almost unnatural the way that he's pushing forward.
Really quick,
so
don't
for me, it's a little bit scummy.
So you're saying it's more revealing
neutral.
that it's like he's trying to almost overact in this situation rather than...
He's almost like trying to copy what he did before, which means that you end up overreacting oftentimes.
I have this problem, or...
No, you can go ahead. More or less, I wanted to say I wanted to play the same thing Cap does.
Okay. I definitely have this issue where sometimes I come to people's defense when I shouldn't, like I did with in the last game. But I think Slacks is also like he comes into every game with, he said before he got here, I don't want people to be able to read me. So I feel like he comes into every game with a different mindset to try to throw people off. This is the game, obviously, he wants to lead. I'm just saying I don't think we want to read too far into it one way or the other because his goal is to be chaos.
We can continue talking about Slacks. I just don't want to spend like 15 minutes on Slacks like we did with Nahaz the last game that I played. I'd rather avoid that if possible. I hear from other people like Owen literally hasn't said anything.
Okay. Can I give a quick
single-handedly sunk the Titanic last game. Do you have something you want to say?
Just a quick defense.
Okay, and then I would like to hear from Owen
Absolutely.
if that's okay.
All right. So Andrew's right. I like to have a different personality every single game so that nobody gets a read for me for the metagame. But it's true. I mean, I think that that's the smartest way to play. But in my perspective, you have to look at it from me. I was first eliminated by both Mafia and the Vichy. Like, I know that... No, I know that my lifeline is very small. My time now is very limited. So as a townie, it would make the most sense for me to try to push as many people as possible to get you guys information. I mean, because I know I'm going to die. And that's what I said last game. I don't know why you guys kept me alive, but... For this game, I know I'm going to die, and this is my chance. And no offense, but the things you guys were talking about, like, oh, well, a couple weeks ago, Coddle Guy couldn't play, and I said that he shouldn't play. Like, doesn't make any it's not relevant
Can I interject
game.
real quick?
Right.
So, like, we had a remake because of the audio cue thing. Everyone's a little giggly. We start off the game a little silly.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't like was you, like, jumping on Purge right away because he didn't have, like, a god read of, like, Conrad is 100...
Please talk.
Owen first. Yeah, Owen first. Go on.
Okay, so anyway, right. My reads so far, which obviously you can take with a bit of a pinch of salt, seeing as most of the time they're absolutely fucking awful. So far, 3 people that are, in my opinion, a little bit suspicious this game. As I said, this is probably, congratulations if you're one of these 3 people, because you're probably going to get whitelisted for the game, as people will not follow my instinct. But my instinct is Blitz, Cap, and Zyori at the moment, being slightly suspicious. I'm not happy with the way that Blitz kind of defended Ken. I feel that was a little bit buddy-buddy, you know, with the whole kind of reference back to the plays that were made at the Major. I think Cap's been a lot more active this game as well, which I'm not a huge fan of. You know, I like to see Cap being a bit more laid back. That's the kind of Cap we've been seeing. And Zyori, I think you were a little bit too defensive. Well, not necessarily defensive, but you back Slacks a lot in the sense that it looked like, you know that Slacks isn't Mafia because you are yourself, so you're looking to try and find a confidant that was going to help you out later in the game. But those 3 people, in my opinion, are the ones at the moment in this first day seem a little bit suspicious. But
I just know he's fucking crazy, and I just didn't want us to get derailed trying to debate whether or not Slacks is town or Mafia because he's trying something.
Why didn't you kill him in the first night then?
Sorry?
Why didn't you kill him in the first night?
Because I'm town, son.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
Oh, all right. I'm not
I
sure
mean,
what's
I hope
okay.
you'll count the what's that before the reply, but anyway.
Just speak. Don't ignore
I'm not too sure about Slacks. Like, I know he kind of wants to change how he plays every game, and it's kind of interesting. But for me, it seems kind of like the act kind of thing, and he's kind of going Mafia way. But I'm not even slightly convinced on that. I'm pretty convinced Purge is okay-ish. I'm not.
Can you expand on your Purge read?
Yeah, well, okay, he didn't even try and respond. You know what I mean? He didn't even try and put up a defense. He just said, I'm done talking to you. You know, like, if you're Mafia, you don't do that.
Weren't you wrong about Purge that one time? He was Mafia.
I was right then wrong.
I played bad and I baited him with a good play, but he felt for the easy good play. That was the difference.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is like the first read was accurate.
You want to hear from me?
Yeah, you haven't talked.
Okay. If I had to lynch someone today, it would definitely be Slacks. The reason why I think that is because all those other games that he was Mafia, it was always the same thing, and it was always just like really hard to figure out whether he was doing chaotic things or not. And last time he was Town, and he did a really good job of being Town, and he's playing kind of the same way, and I don't put it past him to just go with what succeeded, and I just cannot trust him. So like this might be like a testament to how good I think you are, but I think that it would be better if we just got rid of him.
Yeah, but the key is that the Mafia knows that the Town doesn't trust me. So why would they vote me off? You have a guaranteed Town if you keep me on for this night. So the Mafia knows that you guys are probably going to lynch me towards the end of the night. So why would they vote me off next round? You got somebody that you know is Town that can keep helping you out. I put myself way out there this round, so I don't know. If you want to do that, that's fine. I recommend that you don't, because I am Town, and I'm trying to get things as much information as people as possible. I know I've been pushing a lot, but when we started this game, everybody was very giggly, no one was serious, and I had to put our direction in a new way. So that was my goal. We have reached that goal. I've done it. I think I've helped the Town a lot, and if I have to die for that, that's fine.
But Slacks,
That's a very good defense, but like, dude, I just don't trust you, man. Like, I just don't.
That's fine. That was my goal, is to have the Mafia know that the Town doesn't trust me, so that I'm not lynchable tonight, and I can keep trying to help.
Yeah, no.
Whatever.
Yeah, but just to more speak to that. But it's your job to help us. Like, you know your Town.
Mm-hmm.
Help us convince. Like, you gotta convince us your Town.
Like,
throwing
too much shade on yourself makes
yeah,
our job harder, because you're like distracting us from the actual Mafia. Let's say your Town, right?
There's one unknown.
I realize it's a balance you have to strike.
There's one known for me.
I know you think you're Town.
There's one known for me. It is that I am Town. So if I can get you guys to talk and I die for it, I still help myself. It's my best play. And I've already done it.
Exactly the point is you're throwing shade, and the conversation goes back to you. Can we go back to the Blitz thing?
Okay.
I mean, I
just want to do one last quick final thing for this. That was one thing.
Too?
I want Will and I want
super
Ben
smart.
to talk, but both Wills actually. But specifically, just the last thing to talk. Last thing I want to ask you about is that when we get later into the day, like you know your Town, so it's like. Yeah, well, no, it's not even defending. I want you to make sure that you know that like later on you're gonna have to convince us that you're Town.
That's fine.
And like, if you have fully belief that you're unlynchable once we get to the later stages of the game, this is the right play. But I would rather have you participate and be involved in the game than like.
How have I not participated? I think I've over-participated.
No.
You put a target on my back.
He's saying he would wish you would participate in a slightly less distracting to talk.
I'm trying to stop talking.
That's what I heard.
Okay,
Right.
what I'm trying to say is that
Please.
I want to hear your opinions on things. You're very good right now at instigating conversations and creating processes like that, but I want to hear your opinions on this.
I am instigating conversations and processes because I don't have opinions, and I'm desperate that someone
Right.
does.
But that is like non-enlightenment indicative, and I would actually lean it towards more Mafia. in the
Okay,
end.
one of my opinions is that I don't think that you're a good Town in general.
Boom! Got me.
I think that you talk too much. I think that you keep on things for too long. And if I had to do something, I would recommend that we get rid of you. But my idea is to have Chobra talk, because I think he's one of the best Town players that we have. He hasn't said anything.
And I want
We're
Ben to
fucking
talk
doing
as well.
this. Chobra, Merlini, then Blitz. People can interject while they're talking, but let them all talk.
Okay, so I wanted to add on to Slacks. I think I agree that he's acting a little differently, but I honestly think, sure, maybe he's asking more questions, but his tone and his mannerism is way calmer, which take it as you will. But that's kind of what I noted. And in that sense, I don't think it's necessary to have to push to kill him. Like, if we kill him, like, I'm not totally against that. But at the same time, it's like, like he said, he instigated a conversation. Now we're talking about him and other people. And in my eyes, he was way calmer. Sure, that's different. But and then we can go in loops, right? Because then Zaire said, well, he did say he wanted to look different every game. Like, he doesn't want anyone to be able to read him. And we're sitting here wondering, does he go off of like the last game? Like, how next level is he? At that point, we're all just gonna go in our loops and have our own opinions. But the way I see it is that he was calmer, and at the very least, like, now we're talking about him and other people. I kind of agree with Conrad that sure, we hadn't heard from him about like his specific opinions of other people, and that's a little worrisome. But we also did drive the conversation in like very other polar ways.
So you like Slacks as Town? You're leaning Town on him right now.
For day one, like, I personally would not like formal him. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I see it that way.
Doing a mini interview. Can you give your reads on the game?
Right. Thank you. So I think personally, So usually I've played with Conrad like twice, and I find him very annoying because he like the way he asks questions. He pressurizes everyone from the get go usually because he just wants to get info. Like he keeps just going hard and pushing you to the corner and pushing you into the paint so that you come up with an answer one way or the other. And then, so he plays that style where he's like, all right, I think that answer was genuine, even though I pushed you really hard. But right now it's more like, okay, we haven't heard from you, Slacks. It's a little bit more targeted. So to me, that's just different. So I have some suspicions, but I'd say they're like nearing 50%.
So I'll speak to that a little bit. I'd rather, like, I'm actually pretty convinced Slacks is town, but he's not helping his case with the kind of responses that he's giving. So I want to make sure that we at least salvage one town, and I can worry about defending myself later.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. My other reads are, I honestly think Zyori's like whole joke in the beginning was a joke. And I'm just going to go off of that. I think, that's just what it is. I don't think there's anything more to read into that. So therefore, that didn't necessarily raise suspicion on him. Same kind of goes with Odie. I think he's kind of been, just getting his own reads as much as he can. And, he prefaces it that, like, all right, usually I don't have good reads. And like that, again, you don't really like read too much into that, in my opinion. That sounded genuine, and that's just what it is. I'm unsure about like people. I think you wanted to go back to Blitz, and I'm not sure which part about Blitz you were referencing. I have to assume that it's like when he was talking about the whole past experiences and whatnot. I just want to talk. I mean, Blitz I think is a little tricky as a town because I think he definitely has a higher like catch rate as a town. Like he has good reads more than 50% of the time, but also he's a very stubborn player, right? Like if he latches onto something, he's going to stick with that. But he hasn't latched onto anything yet too big, other than like he said that in defense of Ken, but he wasn't like, therefore I think Ken's clear. So again, I don't think that really raises suspicion, but at the same time, therefore I think like this row from Ken all the way to Purge, like they all play this way where they're just like kind of quiet. Like they get a little bit more talkative, all of them around day 2 and 3. Ken usually a little bit earlier than the others. Blitz also a little bit earlier than the other 3. But I honestly think, therefore, my suspicion at them like rests at half point. Like it's kind of neutral either way. I don't necessarily think they're town or Mafia, but I would definitely keep my eye on those 5.
I think you're next. I think Slacks is acting pretty towny. From the times we've seen him play Mafia, he hasn't been like, oh, hey, everybody, I'm town. That's kind of what him and Nahaz do day 0, and I don't really think he does that as Mafia, and it's too like overt for me for him to be Mafia. Shane, I actually think is kind of decently town too when he called out Cap earlier for not laughing at Pimp. Shane like rarely talks, even day 0, day 1, whatnot, and I think that he was actually on the lookout for something.
Well, what do you think of that call out? Do you agree with it?
I think that actually makes him less suspicious because I think all of us that laughed are like, we screwed over Pimp because we're all assholes at heart. And Cap is actually a nice guy, and he's like, oh, that's kind of mean. I don't want to do that. And
so you think Cap's the one nice guy in the room, and everyone else is just an asshole?
Yes.
That's definitely not true.
Cap is definitely an asshole.
But to add on to you, I think that Shane is more town as well because the conversations that I've had with him, he knows that he's kind of quiet, but he'll come out when he has something, right? So people will oftentimes pressure him because he's not saying anything, but he will come out on his own if he has something concrete. And I think that was something concrete.
And I don't like Conrad or Will because I think that of all the people that would, because I know we talked about a thing about Dakota like not that long ago, but it was you and Charlie and Ken that were Mafia, and that was a really dick move to kill him when he was waiting a really long time. And when Dakota was Mafia, and I think that killing Pimp twice is kind of the same thing, so that makes me really suspicious of him as well as.
But he didn't wait 2 hours. Yeah, he came back. It was like
Dakota?
No, Pimp.
No, I know. I'm talking about Dakota. I'm saying that
you're saying they're different or the same.
I'm saying that they're same and that they're both dick moves.
Okay. But one wastes 2 hours a person time. One wastes 10 minutes.
Just.
That last game was a giant. I mean, he
yeah. Okay.
I mean, also to speak to that though, I feel like there's other people in this group that will be willing to do that sort of move.
I feel we're getting very derailed.
And it's also not just me. Remember, there are
game. I want scum circles, town circles. Like I don't.
There will be other Mafia that would do that.
Talking about like what happened in the past with Dakota and other Mafia games.
So my town is he's kind of town. He's more town than anyone else. I feel like, and he's kind of town too. And these two are scummy.
Who are these two? Conrad and
Will.
Purge or Purge and Blitz?
Don't like Koreans, sorry.
Conrad and Will. Okay.
For me, I kind of hate the fact that I had to go last just because it's going to sound like I rehash a lot, but I think that Shane that was pretty uncharacteristic of him. I actually think that Shane is pretty good for Town just because when he does have relevant discussion points, that's the only time he's going to come in and interject. He's not going to give you anything baseless. And I don't think he would just make up the cap claim that like he didn't see that. And I think that does speak to him being Town more, that he was looking around and looking at people's reactions. Slacks, I think, is being a lot more impatient and kind of meaner than normal. But it's like probably Town. Zyori, I didn't really get a good feel for. Conrad, maybe a little bit more on the scummy side. Kevin.
Can you elaborate on Conrad, please?
It just kind of
why is he scummy?
It just feels like a gut feeling considering all of his responses. And I kind of agreed with what Chobra said about how he isn't really pushing as much. But it might
Why
just
am
be
I not
because-
pushing as much?
But because it might just be because Slacks has kind of taken that role and it's not as necessary.
That's actually exactly what I was about to say. Is
Yeah.
that I feel like two people doing that is now just even
It's
more
detrimental.
disruptive than me just doing.
Yeah, I thought Kevin is a little bit suspicious because I sort of actually agreed with Slacks' reasoning when he said that Kevin is the type of person that's going to be a lot more blunt. Like if you accuse him of something baseless, like regardless of what it is, he's a lot more curt about it. He's just going to be like, that is so stupid. And he doesn't mean that you're stupid or anything like that. It's just the way that he's going to talk about it. And he said that to I've heard him talk like that to pretty much everybody. Like this is just the way that, I mean, you know it too, Chobra. And Ken, you guys have been around him long enough that if you say like, you know, why are you Mafia or something, like, what are your reads? And his answer is like, oh, I don't know. It just felt a little bit off.
Shall I respond now?
Yeah, sure.
You're completely off base. You're wasting time with me. Don't bother.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
I seriously, it was literally the first like 2 minutes of the game. And he's like, Kevin, why haven't you said anything yet? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like the game barely started. You should not honestly focus on me.
Can we not talk about Kevin now? I feel
Okay.
like if we're gonna go on Kevin, it's not like he's done nothing to put any shade on himself except Slacks didn't like the fact they didn't instantly accuse someone.
But I felt like that was kind of a flimsy attack, though. That's all I want to say.
His attack?
No, Will's attack on you.
It was just
I mean,
That's-
it
I just
actually
wanna
feels
make
very reminiscent of the game where I pinged him out as Mafia early, and he was Mafia, and he kind of piggybacked on other people's things, but he prefaced it by saying, "I wish I'd gone first," but at the same time, I feel like if you're really evaluating the game, there's always new information that other people have brought up.
I mean, the things that you guys have seen are the same things that I read. Like, Flosh hasn't really talked a lot, so I have no idea about that. Owen gave his reads. He listed me as scummy, but I don't think that's a red flag whatsoever. I think that Cap is a little bit more scummy, and that's just by, like...
What do you think of Hopit?
Feel or game sense? I think Hopit is above 50% for me. But most...
50%?
Like,
Town or Mafia?
More Mafia than Town.
You have a lot of scum in this game.
Yeah.
Super scummy.
It feels like...
A lot of people are leaning towards scum this
Yeah,
game.
it feels like a little... It feels a little off. Like, the only people that... I never want to say I feel sure, but the ones that I feel somewhat comfortable trusting right now are probably Ben. I kind of liked his logic. Shane and Slacks, I think, was being a little bit of a dick, but I think he is in the right direction. Like he's gone to the point where I want to, where it's just like we don't have to cut through. Like let's just get to the meat of it. So I feel like those are my reads. Delicious. Oh, and Chobra feels a little bit scummy too.
Go ahead, please. I want to hear from more from Verge.
I just want to ask if anyone else feels like Chobra is a lot different this game than previous games. I'm not saying he's Mafia, but like he feels a lot less self-assured.
I'll talk in a second. My initial
he
read
talked
on,
a lot.
My read on Chobra was Towny, but I'm not 100%.
I'm not saying he's Mafia. He feels a little different, but it's I don't know. It's been a little more chaotic
It felt
of
okay
a
to me.
first day.
I don't know. I'm not.
So
sold
you
on
don't
it,
you give like a positive vibe.
I thought it was positive, but you know, I usually feel more solidified after like people talk 4 times or something like that. If I'm gonna do scum circle, Will was rubbing me the wrong way initially, maybe, but not that much. And then
who would you want to formal, Kevin?
I honestly don't feel super confident.
Like
on
who's your
anybody
like
yet.
scum circle?
I'm leaning towards kill Bad Town right now. Like I don't feel very strong. My full towns are LD, Ben I think, and Shane. Maybe Slacks, but I'm not 100%.
Well, you said Ben's full town.
I would, yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Okay.
Ben, LD, myself.
Who are your bad towns?
I'm so sorry. Zyori,
You got about 30 seconds.
OD, and
Slacks, can you give your reads?
Yeah, fine. Purge, I like that response a lot more. It was more like Purge. I recommend that we do a vote on Conrad or my scummy circle are
formal.
My
for the guaranteed and
formal for Conrad.
He grabbed the mic right at the end and then went for it.
I'll second on Slacks.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a formal on Slacks.
Fine, that's good.
When the round was coming to a close, he just wanted to wrap it up really quick and then threw 2 good players like straight away. I don't know. It doesn't seem great to me.
But it was just that he grabbed the mic too quick? Or?
No, he just knew the round was coming to an end. This is the perfect time to go for a formal, and then chose 2 strong players.
It's the only time to go for a formal.
Yeah, I know. But what about Conrad? Was it for you?
Here, can I? Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. As a town, on the first night, you want to get something done as quickly as possible. We are running out of time. The only person that multiple people have agreed on is Scummy is Conrad. Everyone else has been poting around. Blitz, a couple people.
I don't
said
think that many
Blitz.
people have said Comrade. I don't know.
Really?
I feel like a few people have like said be like he's kind of suspicious, but I don't think anybody's been like.
I think
Scum.
it warranted a formal. If there were 2 people that I would want a formal, it would be Blitz and Conrad. We're running out of time. We need to formal somebody. That was what I did.
No one felt confident enough to raise it on Comrade.
We didn't ask yet.
Well,
He
Well, then I would have been formaled instead of you.
Okay, so you 2 accused him. Like any other things you want to add to the accusation before he defends himself?
Well, like I kind of like how Slack is playing, but it does seem like an act to me. You know, like it seems like he's going into this because he's doing this whole like over the top town, and that seems like something that Slack can pull off really, really well as Mafia. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not.
See,
I think like Blitz and I essentially had kind of the same read on Slacks, but we took different meanings from it. Like I agree with Shane here that he is being perhaps a little bit more pushy than he was, and I think that's in my mind that's you trying to emphasize like, hey, I'm playing the same town that I was last game. But Blitz, you took it as like he's just trying to be a dick and like just cut through things.
Yeah, because that's we've talked about it before, and I know you've complained about it in the past as well, as far as other people have, where a lot of this useless time is spent like, oh, well, are they behaving like they normally do? Are you different? Like, what do you... I just felt like it was kind of the right idea. Even if he's Mafia, I think it is the right approach to simply pressure people, see what they think. Even if you're inexperienced Mafia, it can work out to your favor a lot where they're fumbling around, they don't know what their like pre-prepared responses are or anything like that. So I felt like it was a good move.
So yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. The number 1 weakness I saw at the first round last game is that people were talking in circles around each other. No offense to you, but you had a lot to do with that, of having people talk in circles and not get any actual information. So I'm pushing hard. If you guys want to eliminate me night 1, that is okay. I am a town. That's probably going to be a bad move, but the Mafia will not eliminate me tonight because you guys have a lot of suspicion about me. So if I go to round 2 as a town, it'd be better off for all of you, and I think there's better people to eliminate than me. But if you choose me, that's fine. I've made myself suspicious. You probably shouldn't, though.
So I just have a quick question, because you've focused pretty heavily on myself and Blitz.
Yeah.
What do you think about Fwash and ODPixel?
Fwash and ODPixel don't say anything in the first round, so it's extremely hard to get a read on them. And OD is playing extremely, I don't know how to describe it, but lanky. He's just... No, I'm serious. He's just like flopping around, not really doing anything because he knows that he did such a fucking psychotic move last time. We don't have any read on him, and he knows that I'm unreadable. So he's not very invested. Fwash is extremely quiet every single game, especially on round 1. She's doing it again. I can't get anything out of these guys until the pressure turns up. When the pressure turns up on these 2, that's when they start cracking.
So why don't you apply pressure onto them earlier?
Because there's no point. If I apply as much pressure as I want on the Fwash, she's just going to be completely silent and then do whatever she does. And I've tried that in several other games before, and I've never gotten a result out of it.
And what about Owen?
Owen he's fucking lanky. We can do whatever we want. He's just like me. We can't get a read on him because he was psychotic last time.
So that's why I'm so suspicious of why you're really going heavily on Will and myself. Because it's like, I feel like we've actually tried to like instigate conversations and try and push towards like trying to find out more information and trying to figure out the game. Well, they haven't really done very much.
I've never had a problem with Will personally. Everyone else was saying that they were suspecting of him. I wasn't. My problem is with you. I have a bad feeling about you. And if I die, but I've instigated into the group, I've inceptioned everyone else to have a problem with you, I feel like my things are good for me.
Are you going to claim Mafia
does anyone
again,
else
bro?
remember when Conrad said he liked the way that Slacks was instigating? Like,
I don't care if he likes
I liked
it
it initially, but it's changed because he's very going heavily on 2 people that I feel like are actually trying to solve the game.
These 2?
No, us 2.
I don't think they're doing anything.
I said they're going heavily on us, me and Will. They're not.
1 more minute.
Okay.
That's why I'm just asking this
One
question.
more minute. So allow me to defend myself. If you want to vote me off, that's fine. Just remember that Conrad has said that I am suspicious. He wants me to question you. He wanted me to question Purge. He asked me about him. It's either that he's trying to be a good town or he's trying to shut me down so that he can have control. And the one thing that we seem to continually lose in this group of town are against Mafia, who are strong in control. Every time Charlie and Hotbid are both Mafia, the town suffers greatly because they put their position in control. That's what I've been trying to do. It's up to you guys.
I think we should not kill Slacks personally.
Can you give your read on Shane, please?
My read on Shane is not much. He was Mafia last time. He told me in the practice round, and from his initial things that he was doing, I didn't get a read on him, so I didn't mention him. Shane he's a tough cookie to crack because he doesn't talk a lot, and then when he is Mafia, he doesn't have that many tells to me.
All right, your time is up
Good.
on this formal. Would you like to push to a vote? You have one guaranteed.
I rescind my accusation.
You have a rescind.
Link.
That was not expected.
So we have a guarantee now? We have like a minute, 2 minutes to
Yes,
discuss.
you will have 1 minute to discuss amongst yourselves.
I think.
Guarantee, right?
Yeah, this is
So our next one, yeah. So we have like a minute.
I think the scummiest person so far is Blitz, personally. The
I
first
feel like
time he
Blitz has
talked
been the
was
same as when he was
nonsensical.
Mafia the last game, but I feel like he's just gotten more reticent as town in general, even when he is town. I don't like Chobra that much this game compared to previous Chobra games. Maybe he set a very high bar for himself as town, where he like goes ham on someone day one, gets a lot of shit done. He's just kind of been here. Shane was very like hoping that people would agree with him at the start of his accusation towards Slacks. Doesn't mean he's Mafia. Just means when Shane like the last time
I just had a feeling.
when I was
and just
town
remembered.
or when I was Mafia, not the last game but the game before that where we played together. Like you went on me hard and like
We
stuck
gotta go
with
quick
it the
here,
whole time.
but David, I really feel like
Those
you
are the three people that I'm not really happy.
I could really feel like I could say the same thing about Hoppid this game, like similar to Chobra. Like he's just kind of sitting back, just chilling. I can't really see him, so I don't know what he's.
I was
up
about to say something, but sure.
But that's about it.
I kind of agree with the Blitz thing.
I was gonna say that the time that I defended Blitz day one and I was wrong, he came out and really defended Gods really hard, right? Was that true? And Gods was town, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And he did the same thing this time with Shane. He came out and very clearly defended Shane, and so that makes me believe that Shane is town because Blitz, whether he's town or not, that's probably correct. So that makes me think Shane is town, and I'm okay with voting off Blitz.
I'm okay with the Blitz.
I'll second the Blitz.
There's a formal and a second on Blitz. If this fails, you have a random number that is already been determined.
Yeah, sure.
I thought the biggest tell on Blitz initially was that he brought up that story, which was, I mean, it was a valid story and it was in context, but it took like 20 seconds or something, and I felt it was too out of context, and that made me really uncomfortable. And he hasn't really, obviously it's been a very unknown game, I feel, but I feel like he hasn't really said anything that wasn't very obvious. So I'm not super confident about it, but I feel like he's our best shot out of everybody, closely followed by a bad town.
Okay, I guess the first game that I played where I was actually voted out for the first time, it was kind of a similar situation where I was put into the last vote position, and they ended up killing me just because we were out of time or whatever, but I think it's going to be a mistake this time around. The reason why everyone's like, oh, well, you're latching onto like the whole Shane bandwagon, that's a point that everybody brought up, and I was the last to speak. Like, what else did I have to work with? Like, this side of the room is being relatively quiet. This side of the room is where a lot of the attention was focused. I gave you my reads on various people. I felt like I gave information about Kevin that maybe people didn't exactly consider, and I wanted to reinforce the point that Shane had with Cap. But there isn't a whole lot to go on.
Can I just ask you one question, and then you can continue?
Yeah,
is
sure.
there any like new or fresh information, or just any reads that you can share with us that isn't something other people have already said? Like, what can you bring to the game this town?
I mean, I've been trying to watch Kevin because I was Mafia with him, and something I noticed when Kevin's Mafia is he's like incredibly anxious. Like, we were in the car ride, and he was commenting about how, like, you could tell if he's Mafia simply just by like touching him because he just has bad nerves. Yeah, he just has really bad nerves. And this time around, I was like really closely watching his hand when he had like the mic out, and there was like no stutter whatsoever. And I feel like with Kevin, in almost everything, it's like his nerves that do him in. But I didn't really see that.
So you're town rating Kevin.
Yeah, I from that alone, I kind of got a more positive vibe. I do think it's a little bit weird that Chobra hasn't really said anything because I feel like if anything, he's the person that offers the other side of the coin. Whereas,
have you ever played with him when he's Mafia?
No, but I played with him when he's town, and it does feel a little bit different because the only time he talked was when Slacks prompted him to talk, and we had this conversation. And I know this, everyone thinks this is like a Mafia thing that I do, but he's like, if you're a broadcaster and you have something to say, you're gonna say it right, and I felt like he didn't really offer very much info.
I want to soft defend you here a little bit, just based on sort of what Purge is saying. Like that information of where Blitz is currently defending Shane. You know, we were looking back on like the previous games, and it's like, oh, this is like a pattern of his Mafia. I don't know if I would necessarily call that like that's like the tell that's going to catch him as Mafia. You know, like I think we're really focusing really heavily on that right now. That's just one thing I want to bring up. That I don't know if it's like the best point to like prove him as Mafia. I would agree that he's playing a little bit different, and you are maybe leaning towards Scum, but you're definitely not my biggest Scum today.
Got about 2 minutes left in this formal.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm supposed to hard defend myself. I try to give info.
I would love to hear your thoughts on Hopid this game.
It's weird because Ken, I'll try to be Ken.
You got 2 minutes.
Usually he talks a lot more, but recently he's been more reticent. I think he was actually medic, and I think that was part of the reason why. But this time it feels a little bit more suspicious. Like him, Chobra and Cap are both kind of like a little bit more suspicious than normal here. I do think that the quiet people, I don't really know much about the other two, but that's what I've gathered so far. LD may be a little bit more scummy than normal. Like I feel more distrusting of this side so far than this side. Like once I saw the Kevin thing, I felt pretty comfortable about that. Ben hasn't really, since he was prompted to talk, there wasn't a lot of info, but I feel like that's just standard Ben nowadays. So those are my thoughts.
Slacks?
Sure, yeah. I've never had a problem with you, Blitz. I trust your opinion, and I Purge, you're completely off my radar now. You respond exactly how I want to. If I had to have a scummy list, I agree with Ben. I think we've got LD, Hotbid, and Chobra. Chobra hasn't said a thing since we started. What? Ben's list was, yeah. Well, I think I've pretty clearly made my intention right here that I think that he is on my scum list. But those three as well. Chobra, you're acting extremely differently. But this is about you. I have no problems with you. I think it would be a mistake. But unfortunately, you're our last lynch, so we have to do it. It doesn't make sense not to do it.
Hold on. This is our
to speak to this.
end of day. We also have guaranteed.
No, this is the guarantee, isn't it? So, unless, so the hardest thing here is also if you want to bet the 66% that we're going to get another formal, this is the time to do it and speak up in offensive blitz.
I mean, the first time around, like I thought I met when we played and I ended up lynched. I thought I made some pretty good points, and usually when I'm town, I feel like I have pretty good vibes and I go off of like solid concrete stuff on top of feeling, like the one that I saw when Cap spawned and stuff like that. And I thought that it was a mistake to lynch me in that first time. So I guess everyone is a little bit. The most recent memory of me is when I was Mafia, but I can't really change anything about that.
I'm going to defend Blitz here. I really don't think we should lynch him. I'd rather go for the RNG. I think he put up a really good defense. He brought new information, which I can confirm. Like, I was standing with them when they were talking in the kitchen about that. Obviously, they elaborated more about it. And I'm also usually fine that even when Blitz is in the game and he has like a scummy read on me, I still like having him around until at least day 2 or day 3. I would much rather lynch weak town.
How bad is it for town if we go RNG and then we get no lynch on day 1? Does that basically fuck us?
Incredibly bad.
Is that chance worse than just killing Blitz if we even think he's town?
Unless
wait,
you
there
know
is
he's
no
town,
there
you
is
have a chance to reduce kill
there is
power.
a
So it's really
0%
bad.
chance you can reduce kill power. That's the only thing.
That's why it's bad.
I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah, it sounds like we don't have a choice
I
here.
don't want to do it, but I don't think we have a choice.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
You have a random amount after this. Would you like to proceed with a vote?
Wait, can I have a question though? Who asked for the lynch on?
It was me and Oji. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not super confident, but I'm keeping it. I think.
All right.
I said from the start that Blitz was one of my suspicions.
Heads down. If you would like Blitz lynched tonight, please raise your hand. All right, heads up. Please note who voted. There's a majority.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So who didn't vote? LD, Chobra, and Cap?
Wow.
Oh, you didn't vote.
LD, Chobra, Cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is his hand up if he didn't vote?
No, he just asked.
I'm raising my hand because I did not vote.
People
I think
who didn't vote, don't put your hand up. People who did vote, put your hand up.
Well, because you guys have to put your hands down.
no, that's normally what happens.
Yeah,
the minority is more obvious, right?
Yeah.
Alright, nighttime.
We can discuss it in the morning. We can discuss it in the morning.
Before we start the next day, I just need to go to the bathroom. So we can do the night, or do you want to do this?
You should go to the bathroom.
We should do the
Wait,
No talking.
You can keep your head up, Shane.
LD's
Wait
going
for
to
LD to come back.
Blitz's move in the clubs. Except for it's with a small man. A small man.
I'm a little busy.
That's sexist.
Well, if that's not 3 hours.
Now everybody's going to the bathroom.
Come on, clap it out.
Clap it out.
You
guys are real off rhythm. That's like, I feel like
Right
that's
there.
like a great way to like torture me. Real off rhythm. Just like
It's torture music.
Off beat. Sorry, I thought I said off town. Like you leave town and you start clapping.
You're like actively listening.
I'm so pissed off. Somebody's out of town. Jeez.
More energy.
Everybody, this offbeat is really it's triggering me. It's actually really annoying me. Like, if you play music, it's pretty bad. Yeah, that's like the biggest thing. No, like I used to beatbox, and like this is like driving me nuts right now. So I'm hearing all these different claps.
Alright, everybody shut up.
No.
Time to go to sleep. Mafia, head up. Please point at your first target. Mafia, please point at your second target. Alright. Mafia, head down. Cop, head up. Cop, who would you like to check? Cop, head down. Medic, head up. Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Vigi, head up. Vigi, if you would like to use your shot tonight, please point at your target. Vigi, head down. City awake. Ken and Andrew. Ziori and Hotbid, you are dead.
Okay, so can we go back to people who did not vote on Blitz? Which, me, who
Three
else?
of us, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, was it also Ken was the 3 or was LD the 3rd?
No, it's Cap, me, and Cho.
All right, so
is it? Did Ken vote? Yeah, he voted. Okay, I don't remember, so I was wondering. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually thought that it was not going to pass. I probably should have been more vehement when you guys were like, "Oh, it sounds like we have to." I thought there were some people who were like, "Yeah, it sounds like we have to," and weren't going to vote on that because I really disagreed with the whole Lynch. I think we should have rolled for the RNG because of the fact that I feel like keeping Blitz in the game, especially like when he's down, I think he's really good. I think he usually has very good reads, and I think his defense was pretty solid.
See, I disagree with the defense. I didn't feel the same way.
Foot, by the way, with the card.
I just didn't feel the same way about. I was like more leaning like a little like it was definitely scummier, but it was definitely close to 50. If you were actually a little bit more convincing there, I probably would not have voted. Like I didn't feel like you were really trying to push for that RNG. You were kind of like, this is my opinion, and that's what I'm gonna. You're like kind of pre-voting in that sense, but I didn't feel like you were trying to convince the rest of us that was what we should be doing as well.
Did Vigi use your shot? I want to make sure because
I don't know why you had to look at the person.
Because if
It matters.
it matters, because if they
Actually is a
No. But he just looked at. No, my thing is he looked at OD.
I'm just making sure.
I mean, Ben's being a little glib for his normal
Oh,
Mafia plays.
also I was
by the
gonna.
way.
I need to hear from
Doesn't-
Chobra.
Doesn't mean anything, but Ben doesn't normally do that.
Before we start any like talking about like this round right now, who was the ones that were kind of aiming towards Blitz in that round? It was you started it, and then you seconded.
I was.
Well, he
I
seconded,
didn't formal,
yeah.
but I accused him first.
Okay.
Are you talking about the formals? Or are you
No, just the first accusation.
Did Ken lead a little bit? No.
Ken said nothing. Actually, that's like I was gonna start this day being like, Chobra, you gotta talk, and like Ken's gotta talk. I was actually so worried of Ken because he just didn't really say anything. Even when I kind of asked, was like, hey, what do you think of like Hopid? And then Hopid just never like reacted, didn't say anything. I was like, and now that he's dead, it's even more confusing. Like do you have like a god read on Ken that I'm missing out
Okay,
here?
so
Like,
I continue to not like Chopra at all because I've never seen this Chopra where like he doesn't really remember what happened at an important moment in the game and is kind of asking everyone what happened and just seems very
Also-
indecisive. He didn't really have a strong opinion on the vote. He actually didn't vote on it, but
No.
I still feel like that might have been Mafia Chopra. Just wasn't sure it was going to pass. Didn't put his hand up.
The game before.
I was
well,
also, as someone who didn't vote, I was surprised it was that one-sided, to be honest.
I'm just
I'm
like-
pretty convinced it was a mistake.
Add on. Yeah.
Okay, so the game before, when we were about Mafia, the like 10-second game, you actually pointed at Pimp and I like straight away as well. So he was your first kill in the first game, and if you're on Mafia now, it would have been the second as well.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I guess we never really talked. We never talked about the. I mean,
I've never played against Mafia Chobra. I'm not saying he is Mafia, but I just he's totally fucking different.
I need.
this
To,
game.
yeah, that's the thing.
And he's not someone who's different most games.
Before
so.
making that call, I would rather hear from him before.
Now
we
I know
do
what
anything.
everyone feels like.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll first go off of the vote. So I mean, in the past two, I mean, whether you're gonna count that or not, I actually think like 66% is a pretty damn good chance. And I'm kind of with Cap, and I thought, when I first explained Blitz, I was like, all right, he's right in the middle. Like, I'm not convinced one way or the other, like 1% at all about Blitz. But, I thought he was like really calm in the way that, like Blitz also breaks under pressure a little bit more easily than I think most people think. Like, I think he's a good player, but in all honesty, when he's Mafia, like, you can drive him to the wall, and eventually he'll kind of run out of things to say and just be like, listen, you guys have to believe me. Like, that's his go-to. And sure, that's most people's, but he does a very certain style every time. Like, if you've played with him multiple times, I'm pretty sure you can agree. And so I thought, all right, that convinced me enough that he was town enough for at least one day. And I was like, all right, I think we need to get a second vote. I thought 66% is a really good chance. I relied on that before. And I was like, I think, we'll use the extra 1 to 2 minutes to discuss and formal someone else at the very least.
Who would you have gone on if you had like another formal and you could just choose?
In terms of form, so I actually would have gone on Shane. And all right, so I'll say it because I'm not convinced as much anymore, but I would have formal Shane, and the factors I had so far were, sure, he doesn't talk normally, but we all discussed in the very beginning like how he kind of jumped on the whole, okay, you didn't show any emotion. And then we kind of cleared that. And that made sense. So I was like, okay, that's Mark 1, but that's fine. But then right when Slacks is about to make his last point, and he's like, all right, well, I think we should do something. And he just like snatches the mic away, and he turns it back on Slacks, and he's like, how did, you made the perfect timing. Charlie was getting up. He was going to call the end of day. And why did you do that? That was Mark 2 for me. But that also wasn't strong enough because like it made sense. It was just kind of surprising coming from Shane. But therefore, I wasn't, like, I would have formaled that, but I wasn't going to push for it because I was like, if I push for that, is that strong enough evidence? In my opinion, not yet.
The reason I did that was because I felt Slacks was leading the entire round, and he was like, to me, that was like completely different to the way he's played before, and I thought it was kind of like his character for the round. And then at the very end of the round, with 30 seconds to go, he snatches the microphone, is about to put forward Conrad, like in my opinion, like a pretty strong town player. Like if you're Mafia, that's definitely the way you go about it.
So I think a lot of the reason why I got kind of the different vibe from you, I think is because I read it completely differently. I originally had thrown some suspicion about Conrad, about how I'm getting really different vibes from him. And I, at least for day 1, and so far because we haven't moved on much more in day 2, like I got a pretty good town vibe from Slacks, because I thought he was much calmer. And sure, that's different, but I'm willing to bite the bait a little bit for the first 2 days, because again, like I've said before, like I trust in my skill to break that down.
What do you think? Sorry, were you saying like did you have a read on Conrad? Because I
yeah. Yeah, I said very early on when I gave my whole, and you guys were like, all right, you've never talked, but you were there when I was like, I was literally holding the mic and like it got taken away. And I went on that whole monologue because you guys were like, all right, we really haven't heard from Chobra. What's his read? And I said, all right, if I had to make suspicions, like I get a very different vibe from Conrad because I usually find him very annoying. That was like the tagline from that.
So you find him less annoying this game?
Yes.
Why do you find him less annoying?
I think so. Hoppin and I both laughed
Also,
when.
is this still the case? Because I guess it's been around. So.
Well, I mean, right now we just started on
you
like
mean the
us.
start of
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so I said that in the start of last round, but
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and throughout the round, yes, I got it until he jokingly was like, "Why do you think that?" But that's what he normally does. He's like, "Why do you think that? Why are you saying that? Why are you accusing me? Why are you accusing them?" Like he just kind of does the whole 5-year-old why question until someone breaks, and then he's like, "All right, that's enough pressure. I got my info," and he plays very selfishly, and I think he does that because he thinks he's a really good Mafia player. So he doesn't care if everyone else is confused by that. He just gets information for himself, and he's like, "All right, I got enough pressure from you. I'm good. I think you're clear." And it's like, all right, well, maybe some other people are confused, but he trusts in himself enough, I think. Because like when we talk on the couch too, Conrad's like, listen, and he has a lot of experience. He's like, listen, I know how this goes. Like, this is what I observed. And you know what? I believe it. I haven't played with Conrad too many times, but so far still stands that I find him less annoying, but we haven't moved on too much.
I would just is more Mafia.
Well, to me, it's very different. Therefore, suspicion rises.
He's only been
Hey.
Conrad's always been tough.
At least when I've played.
I just.
Yeah,
I just want to speak to that really, really quick before I give it back to Slacks here. It's like, if you feel that way, just ask. I'll help. I'd love to explain myself. Sometimes maybe I do play a little selfishly, but if you have a problem, like just let me know and I'll try and explain it because it's only in benefit for town, and then that's it.
That was good.
Okay, 3 points I would like to bring up. Do you mind?
You know,
if I move
actually,
in
just
another
go ahead
direction?
because
Fine.
go ahead.
All right, new direction. Number one, I still think LD is extremely scummy this game. Why? Because LD, when he's Mafia, tends to try to control the situation as much as possible. He's the same kind of player as Charlie. LD has done nothing but ask people questions, point in different directions, and that is typically a good play, but it's not one of LD's talent plays. LD likes to sit back, from what I've seen, and gather information and then press people that he knows. He's been throwing out a lot of accusations. He's been trying to become the lead on this. So I would try to pressure LD if I was you guys. Number two, a piece of information that might not be too relevant, but last round, this could be the most next play ever, but Shane whispered in my ear, "You're gonna die, Slacks." Now, why would he do that? Number one, because he's the stupidest Mafia in the world, or number two, because he's actually town. He thinks I'm Mafia, which to me clears him as town. Because if another townie is being an idiot,
all right, we can talk about point number one. Point number two is so stupid. I don't even want to talk about it. Can we proceed with the game?
This happened before. Blitz did this right to you, Shane, in a game, and he actually got shot by the Vigi, didn't he? Or Shane did? Yeah, he's like, and so like, I think that's hilarious.
Okay, whatever.
Can I clarify that better? Blitz was town. Shane was Mafia. Blitz knew Shane was Mafia, so he said to Shane, "You're gonna die, Shane." And then during the nighttime, they killed Blitz, and the Vigi shot Shane, just for context.
Okay, well, whatever. I just thought I'd bring it up. It seems like relevant information. Number three, you're still acting weird.
That's not fucking relevant information. That's like the most irrelevant.
Why would I not bring it up?
I have something.
It's something that happened, so it's worth talking about. Why would I not bring it up? And number three, you're still acting weird.
Wait, can I
say one thing? I feel like you're really digging for like things to bring up that are relevant. Like first the thing with Kevin at the start of the game, and then Shane whispering your ear where it's like obviously he's not going to do that as Mafia and out himself as Mafia to you, who he knows is not Mafia, because if he is, then he doesn't need to whisper to you. He can fucking point in the night. So I don't like that at all. I don't think that's relevant. I don't know why you're bringing it up. And then I also don't like what you did with Kevin at the beginning of the game. So
that's fine. I don't care if you don't like it.
You're playing like a kind of bastard child version of your facilitator town Slacks that you did in the game where you actually were town. This is like I'm talking a lot and trying to make other people talk, but not actually pushing the game forward. You're just trying to sound like you are. I don't like you at all.
I'm trying to do a different strategy, and I don't care if
you're Mafia.
Sure. No, I'm not Mafia. I already know that I'm dead. I have nothing to lose. So my only thing that I can do as a town is to try to aggravate people.
Sorry, I don't really care about your defense.
It doesn't matter. Can we move on? That's perfect.
I want to hear what
keep an eye on LD is all I'm saying.
I think Chober's pretty good when he's town because he actually calls out people that he thinks is Mafia. I think he had a really good read on K-pop, the game that we lost. But most of the time he's just been defending Will and kind of defending himself as opposed to actually accusing people.
The biggest thing I'm finding in this game is that a lot of people. Sorry.
Well, Ben, do you think Phil was a hit?
No.
Can't.
Well, because 2 people died.
Yo, all right. So for one, just straight up, I think it is definitely harder to observe from the center of the room than the edge. And I've always specifically for that reason intentionally sat at the edge chair because then you can get a good look at everyone because you lean forward anyway. But that's just a scientific point, putting it out there. Second, I'll be very honest. So the ones in the very beginning when I said I had like probably the most suspicion, like a little bit over 50%, all the way on this side, like this whole row. And in all honesty, I think they're good enough that I'm not going to get a read on day one just from body language. And if they do give that away, I would have called it out. But I didn't see anyone acting like really fidgety or anything that's like a more human natural response. And on day one, that's the most you can go off of, or other just vibes, right? You can't just be like, oh, they said this and that, because that can change a lot in day one. Day one's really long, and we have nothing previous to that except for like other games if we want to discuss those. So that's that. In terms of the other players who, sorry to you guys, but I would personally think that Shane, OD are kind of like lesser Mafia players. And in all honesty, I thought Shane, I had that little bit of like sketchiness, but to me that wasn't strong enough because you gave some good reasons and I had those same logical reasons of why you would have done that. And in the very beginning, that we kind of just all took as like, okay, you saw it and we'll all believe it, but it didn't mean anything. You just mentioned it. Good for you. So that wasn't like a body read. Like that, I'll only go really strongly off of that if I'm like, that's such a human response because it's a human mistake. Other than that, you have to wait at least like a day or two to be like, all right, I've inferred this so far from your play. Because I think the biggest thing is maybe you guys don't see that enough because you guys have played with each other in like different groups so far in multiple games. So you're like, all right, in the past they've done this. This is our character. I come in both like you guys looking at me and me looking outwardly. I have to really just go off of the most sure thing is human response. Are you making a human error? Are you like doing very natural things where you're not staring into people's eyes or you're touching your ear? Those are some very basic things that you're told that people do when they lie. On top of that, then I just have to go day by day. And I think it'd be really ridiculous for me to do that, like to be able to find that on a strong player unless they make a mistake on day one. And to me, the only two like distinctively weaker players are Shane and OD. And I think OD just like putting his accusations out there, that was like, all right, that's just OD. I think he's either Bad Town or if he's Mafia, I know I can pressure him like 4 rounds into the game.
All right. Beautiful speech. But the biggest thing I'm really worried about is that we have this sort of Slacks LD dichotomy here where like they're very much against each other. There is no way they're on the same side, and that's like really bothering me because it could be like the two-town fighting problem or like I don't know what's going on. But actually, I
do want to interrupt and say, as a town, I'm not sure that we're not on the same side. I just did not like Slacks' two like big like informational reads.
That's fine. I really, really, really want to hear from
He
Flash.
could just be shit-town.
From Flashy and OD. Because like they really haven't spoken, and I think there's a lot of like we're skipping.
Can we lynch them?
Like,
I was just about to say, no, stop. I was just about to say, I haven't talked in a while. Fuck all of this, all right? Like, fuck you guys going back and forth. Like, when I was reading this, I thought, you two, when you're going at each other, I was like, I think you're both town. I think you're just on opposite sides. I was surprised. I was actually feeling kind of towny about LD. So when he was going against LD, I was kind of surprised. I'm still suspicious of Chobra. But, I think he's brought up some like...
Are you me, David?
But the important thing is, I want to put him on the afterburner. I want to lynch one of those motherfuckers. Why the fuck are they still in the game?
Okay.
They're so goddamn quiet.
Capitals. Just let them.
Because Shane has at least made some decent points.
I don't help them.
No, I'm helping them. I want to say they
don't help them.
Before, just let me speak. I am speaking. Thank you. So no, I want to hear them before we speak. I want to hear them. I want to hear them. That's all I wanted to say.
Hold on a second. Please make your accusation.
Fair enough.
Make your accusation.
You haven't said shit.
I'm just here for the second.
I want Conrad to stop talking, and I want you to start talking.
All right.
In that situation, I'm just trying to get safe before you formal them.
All right. So, anyway, I'll probably go down because I deserve to go down. I don't know how I made it this far anyway into this game. After last game, I thought I'd die in the first night.
All right. You made a bad play. We understand that. Yeah. Give us some content.
Thanks, Kat. Anyway, going on my first initial accusations of the 3, obviously I was wrong on 2. I was leaning towards being wrong the full way, but I'm still stuck on Kat after that little bit of an outbreak. I think that's very it's not very Cappy. It's a little bit out of place. I think Chobra, it was a lovely little speech he gave. He went a little bit too full ESL on us, and he's looking dodgy. He's looking dodgy. LD and Chobra, they've got like this little kind of relationship going on here where, they're wobbling around the mic between each other's and having a bit of a look in, and I don't like that either. So in my eyes, it is a suspicious between these 3 at the moment sitting here. I could understand why you want to get rid of me because I have been a little bit more quiet this game. But as I said, most of my reads are absolutely fucking awful. So
the 3 Mafia did not vote for the lynch?
I want to speak to this interaction first of all. Though.
Well, you already said it, but...
specifically in this situation...
Do you think we got a hit last night?
No.
So do you think that all 3 Mafia didn't vote on the town?
Yep.
Because they knew it would pass?
But I think they thought that. Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
why?
it was.
Why?
Okay, I want to speak to this.
We are your scum circle.
Yep.
Me, Choper, and Cap. Exactly us three.
Yep.
The three who all didn't vote on this
Yep.
person.
I just want to speak.
Do you think that was a town? Or
Nope.
a mafia?
Yep.
You think we got a
Nope.
mafia? So do you think the Vigi shot last night and it continues to not come out while we waste our day?
Yep.
You're fucking so stupid.
All right, I just want to speak
Nope.
specifically to this interaction. The reason why I wanted to speak up is because I want to hear them before we end up formaling them and end up mislynching town. Like, it doesn't make any sense to go immediately so ham on them and not let them speak. If you let them speak once initially, like, it just makes
Let's
sense.
get Purge on the mic.
To
We haven't heard from
it just makes sense.
Purge gamers for a while.
You just kept talking. No,
Wait.
that was exactly You actually
Hold on.
I both
First
got
of all-
interrupted
first
by
of all-
both of you trying to say that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain this interaction. That's part of the. That's part of the
Here's the thing. All right, like formally, I'm usually kind of in agreement with Conrad, but at the same time, as long as if we don't like start the vote, it's fine. We just get the conversation started and more focused. I don't think it's necessarily that much worse.
I mean, I was going to talk without being accused.
Right. I mean, it was gonna come anyway. Sure, it doesn't make a big difference in my opinion. So you said you're like, okay, so in your head now it's a possibility that the three of us who didn't vote are mafia.
Yep.
Okay, but I specifically remember an instance where it made no logical sense to you whatsoever that it would ever make a good idea to vote off 4 of the people who didn't vote on a lynch the day before.
Yep.
So what changed?
The people that are in this game. I think the circumstances are very different. I think the people that we vote off, I know we've already made errors as a town. And I think that, as I said, I don't
So
think...
it's simply
the
that
fact
that
that you
game, it
all...
was that-
You, the fact that...
I would like to hear from Kevin.
Yeah, can we... The fact that you all kind of went the same way in terms of the vote, I don't think that means that you're not part together, because it's not like you can negotiate before, like, right, guys, we're not going... I don't think that shows anything.
LD, you done fucked up. I think you're Mafia. First of all, you called the formal. That's completely the wrong play, because then we have to talk about OD Pixel. Absolutely wrong, but it's a good Mafia play because then it moves... Shut your mouth. Because it moves focus away. LD is getting into aggressive, I'm winning his Mafia mode. He gets louder. He gets more mean. He's making way more noise. He played pretty safe the first round, but he's going ham now. Shane's been looking at it constantly. LD's in ham mode. He is my Mafia read right now.
Who am I Mafia with?
I really didn't like the formal.
Okay, that's fine, but like, who else am I Mafia together with? Because obviously I'm not the only one.
I just really wanted to know before this question.
Also, we obviously missed last night, so there are 3 Mafia alive.
Right. I want to speak to this specifically.
I have
the reason
Mafia
why we
partners
don't
if I'm
formal
Mafia,
in those
Kevin.
situations is because we're forced to talk about one person. If we just let them talk, then they can talk about everything.
Okay, I just want to say I agree. I fucked up by formulating him. I was just getting fucking frustrated with the game that nobody was just like, I want Owen to talk, and that's it. Everyone just constantly fucking talks.
Stop.
I was the one telling OD to talk.
I agree I fucked up. If you want to formal me, that's fine. You are making a mistake. You are lynching a town.
All right. He also didn't vote on when Blitz was. We all voted because it was the best choice to make as a town. Those 2 guys did not vote. Why do you not vote when it's the best choice that the town can make to eliminate somebody's power? Is because you want to be a Mafia and not look like
He was town.
I know he was town. I knew he was town, but I still voted because it would hurt our power if we didn't vote.
Your case that, we're probably Mafia because we didn't vote on him was fucking terrible.
That's not my only case. That's not my only case. My case, as any detective, looks at all the clues and adds them up.
30 seconds.
I don't think it's these 3. Firstly, I think OD's reads are generally not right, and these 3 guys didn't vote for Will. I think OD and LD said that it was a rather close vote, and it was 9-3. So if it was kind of close, 6-6 and the 3 Mafia, that would mean 9-3, which I think makes more sense.
10 seconds.
And it's far more likely
10,
that.
Do you want to make a
formal 8. There is a formal on LD after this. This is your last one, and then you have a guaranteed formal. There's a formal on LD. Please make your accusation.
Well, according to Owen, my Mafia team is exactly me, Capitalist, and Chopra. None of us voted on the town that we could have possibly gotten lynched because we knew that all the town were going to get him killed. That's obviously a stupid point, so we're just going to ignore that and move forward with the game. Slacks has, again, basically played his same style where he's very facilitator Slacks that wants to move the game forward, except he hasn't actually brought up relevant information. He's only interjected when he feels like he can get his voice in instead of actually bringing up relevant points or listening to what people are saying and trying to react to it. So I don't really like Slacks that much. I actually do like Kevin a lot this game. I think that he's been quieter I think a lot of people contrasted him very early to Kevin from the last game when he had a fucking aggressive audio cue, which I was very quick to defend him on. I don't know why I would aggressively defend Kevin when I got him lynched the other game as Town. Like, if I'm Mafia, I can just take that same play the other direction. I do like Ben more than as Town than as Mafia right now, just because he spoke up in a critical moment. I don't think Ben as Mafia really does that. I have no read on Cap. I'm terrible at reading him. I continue to dislike Chobra a lot this game, even though I know everyone thinks we're buddy-buddy because we passed the microphone around. I think Chobra's played very different this game. I'm not saying he's actually Mafia. I actually can't read the guy because I've literally never seen his Mafia play, but I think he's more Mafia than Town in terms of just how he's been he hasn't had a strong opinion, and the 2 games where I've seen him as Town, Chobra went fucking ham. The 1 game, he like killed like 2 or 3 Town in a row. The next game, which was today, he played really well and was very aggressive and got like the final kill or assisted in a lot. I don't think Chobra's played the same way this game, so I'm naturally very suspicious of Chobra. I have no fucking read on Squash because I don't think she's talked an entire round, and I'm sure I'm part of that. I disagree with Owen's reads. He was on the passionate side, so I don't know what that means actually because Owen's a fucking idiot, so I kind of ignore him when I play. I think out of all the people that I mentioned, I dislike Slacks.
And you missed me as well.
Oh, Conrad. I think you're very disruptive, and I really do. I really do think you're disruptive. Like I just think you detract from Town. Kind of in the way that Hoppe was complaining about Nahaz, except you're less like egregious about it. I just think like you're a little too jokey, and you kind of why. I think he actually made a good point about that, even though I don't think he's Town.
Really quick, just
Yeah.
Like I feel like I specifically toned that back this game. Like,
do you really? I think you did after the start of the game. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's it.
But I think you started the game the same way.
All right, my read on his accusations, which first of all he jumped in after he said accusations and went on all of his reads, which I thought was weird. Instead of like asking like, why do you think I'm Mafia? If I'm Mafia, tell me what it is. He just went into like calls on everybody. Also, I had a physical read when he was going down the line.
Can I just respond to that first?
No, I want to finish first. Sorry.
Okay.
And
I'll be quiet on my formal.
He was going down the line. I mean, I never got to even accuse you. You didn't let anybody talk yet. So you went down the line, and when he got to me, his eyes went to me, and I was looking right at him, and instantly he looked away, which I feel like when I'm Mafia and somebody's accusing me, I don't make eye contact right away. Later, he made eye contact consistently, but his initial was boom, and he looked away right when he was about to talk, which I feel like he was thinking about, like, do I actually try to accuse him, even though he's the most obvious Town person here? And he moved away from that. I think Mafia, or he's my very strong Mafia read right now.
So to respond to the eyes thing, I was collecting my thoughts. I was not expecting to get snap formal basically out of nowhere when there was really no pressure on me up until like 2 minutes ago before the formal. So I was a little caught off guard. I had not prepared a defense because I'm Town. I'm not worried about defending myself because I'm not expecting to get formal. I also read you as Town, so I definitely wasn't expecting it coming from you. That was why I didn't immediately make eye contact with you. I think I pretty much gave all my reads.
Yeah, Shane?
The one thing I really did not like at all about Shane was yesterday when he led the formal initially. Like, he gave the initial formal at the end of the day and then didn't say anything after that. That's what I didn't like about you.
So my biggest problem right now is I'm actually having trouble connecting 2 other Mafia to...
Who's my team is what I brought up at the start of this.
I know,
as
and
well.
that's like the really hard thing to put together. I feel like a lot of people are kind of against you right now, and that makes me worry that like Mafia bandwagoning on you. But like possibly like a Fwashi X, whoever the last person might be, maybe Chobra, maybe Ben, maybe Purge, probably not just after that last interaction. So like I just can't figure out that third one, and I know, we all know like that's the play right now. So
okay, so I'll talk to you two really. I feel like LD, first of all, brought up an important point about Ben. Whether he's Mafia or not, I think that was still a good point about the way that Ben interjected at a critical point. I don't really think he would do that as Mafia either. And I agreed with a lot of what LD's...
But he could be defending, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, it's fine. But I also agreed, like, pretty much everything LD said about frustration, some of his reads that he went through. Like, I was like, yep, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Like, I'm not going to, like, try and create a total link with him because I think you're very Town because I trust Blitz's read. And I think, obviously, he was Town, right? Knowing that I feel the exact same way, does that change your mind at all about your reads on LD? Do you
because you're my third most likely Mafia person. I thought
so.
I thought you jumped out overacting a little bit. I mean, that might be a bad read, but you're suspicious to me. Therefore,
when you say third most likely, you mean not including dead players, or
I would basically say like I think Mafia or LD is my most likely Mafia, and then a couple people that I may be unsure about, but I think you're on my short list basically, but towards the end of it.
Okay,
So what do you think about Blitz?
Can you understand why I was so emotional? Like, Shane would probably know because he pubs with me. I reach a certain point, I get super emotional. How are you not suspicious of how Conrad was so disruptive?
Can I just say what made Blitz hard aligned? Okay. Blitz and Cap are like hard aligned based on what he's saying and what he's done the whole game. Neither me nor Cap vote on Blitz, so like obviously Blitz is our Mafia teammate, right? I mean, if you think that there's 3,
you know Mafia can hard align with Town, right?
Yeah, they can, but then they also are more aggressive in defending their partners so they don't get fucking lynched. I encourage the discussion about Blitz.
No.
Right, but then
you're too good of a player not to do that. It was too good of a play, and I didn't want to kill him either, and I voted for him because it was the best.
All right, just fucking whatever. Fucking kill me, lose the game. I don't care. Like, this is a stupid discussion.
LD isn't Mafia.
All right, you are out of time on this.
Is this our guarantee or the one before?
No, this is the one before your guaranteed. So you have a guarantee after this. If you do not push on this, I will give you 1 minute for discussion.
This is the one where Town fucks up and loses this game.
If you would like to push the formal, anybody want to rescind?
I mean, you can still re-attack him if you want to, like, continue a conversation.
I just want to say I am not hearing like a strong, this guy is fucking Mafia voice right now, and it's just, I think people are going to agree to go to a vote, and then I hope they put their hands up right now. That to me is fucking scum pushing on Town.
Earlier,
I'm looking because you're across from me. I'm not looking at. I'm looking at this side of the room because they're across.
Earlier in their game, you were a lot quieter. Towards the end of the first day, you actually spoke up a lot more. But I actually think I was suspicious of you after Capitalist. You remember?
I'm agitated because I became a sudden Town target that's gonna die. That is Town, and we might lose. We might well lose the game. We probably will lose the game because of
This
this.
is going to a vote. Heads down. You do have a formal after this. Raise your hands if you think LD is Mafia. All right, heads up. That is not enough.
Woo! You fucking Mafia scum.
All right, you have 1 minute for discussion, and then I will take your.
Wait, who didn't vote?
I did not vote.
Cobra, Shane, Purge, and
I didn't vote.
Was it you? I voted.
I did not. I did not.
Who did vote?
Who didn't vote?
Ben didn't vote as well.
Oh, it didn't.
I want to hear from the people who didn't vote.
I honestly feel his argument was strong, and like I said, I still can't make that connection, but I think we're gonna be able to figure it out. I would rather right now focus on the quiet people, and hopefully we can get something out of them and figure it out.
Wait, so before LD's failed accusation jumps off topic, I just want to put this out there. All right, so I'm listening the whole time because like we obviously clearly have some bad blood throughout this game, and I'm just trying to, and I didn't really have that much of a good read. I kind of agree that he was getting louder, so I'm like, okay, I'm on board with that. And everyone always tells me that, like, yeah, LD gets like super upset, and he always gets like louder and takes more control when he's Mafia, which that part I've observed. But hear me out. The kicker for me was at the end, he's like, I don't hear anyone who's like really pushing me, telling me that I'm Mafia. Kevin freaking opened the accusation, going like, "You are fucking Mafia and you are fucking dead."
But it wasn't. He's speaking
how
about
much?
I completely agree. He didn't close the accusation, and that's what I really didn't like.
No,
that was my point.
He gave you even a body read, whether that was true or
I was
not.
considering whether or not we kill you now or give it a minute before we kill you. That's why I didn't say anything.
If you were truly convinced, I think you would have fucking slammed the door, like gone super ham, because you know I'm Mafia.
Who can be 100%? No one can be 100%.
He shut up at that point before it was pushed to a vote. That to me is Kevin wasn't
I honestly
sure.
felt like his logic was actually sound on a lot of his accusations.
Oh no, I think his reads on other people like made sense in their own.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna like necessarily refute that. I don't necessarily buy into all of them either. But I'm not saying those were illogical. It's just that how can you say after everything, like Kevin opens up and then he has a little bit of defense and then Purge just goes off and he's like, listen, I read this, and then also the body tell. All of this means to me that you're Mafia 100%. And you know what? He rested his case because to him it was like, case is over, no objection, we freaking win this round. And then you just went on a complete tirade and you're like, no one's saying anything afterwards. I guess no one is really convinced and you guys just want to screw the town.
I didn't vote for LD because he didn't actually vote for Will, and Will is confirmed, or Blitz is confirmed town. So I would much rather kill someone that actually voted.
Ben, do you want to formal someone? Formal. Can I formal LD again? Can we not have the same person formal again?
You can't.
I'm immune.
The vote has failed.
Yeah, vote on me
So
next
I
round.
need a
Mafia
formal on
Kevin.
somebody. No more discussion.
Flushing or Conrad. That's mine.
I vote on Fwash, 1,000%.
Can we let Ben formal?
It's one of those three.
Yeah, I'm still like waiting to talk.
Flush.
Hello.
Pick one.
Somebody.
Raise your hand for who you're formaling and say it.
Say the one name. Only one name. You gave one. You gave two. Pick one.
All formal Fosh.
Is there a second?
I'll second Fosh.
There's a second on Fosh.
Thank God.
Okay, so I finally get to say my scum circle. So I'm still on Slacks. Slacks was the first one who closed in onto the vote on Will. He actually said, this is the only choice that we have. And then on top of that, they killed Zyori, and he's like sitting next to him, and I saw them kind of like, you know, bantering. So there was that. I'm most suspicious of Slacks, and from all the initial pushing. Second on my list is actually Conrad. He was, Zyori was another target, and he was also, he said some stuff like, I hear a sound again, and there was, I think he's leading a lot of like pro-town.
He did say he was joking though.
Yeah, but I don't know. There was a little weird reaction from you that I saw that almost seemed like this shit again. You
Well,
know?
I mean, that's kind of how I felt. I mean, if I get called out twice for something that I feel
Yeah.
like I never did either time, like, sorry.
Yeah.
Finish your thoughts.
And my third one's actually LD. And I voted on that one because I just felt like I was getting the same reads. And the whole time he's been leaning over and looking at me and Owen a lot, just kind of like, I don't know, almost trying to, you know, that's just my feel. That's my gut feeling.
I just want to address that one thing. I look over at them a lot because they literally never talk. So like that's me helping them participate in the game by like me staring in their eyes and hoping that they talk to me in that way.
Okay, Fwash. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, do you think that's a team? The three people that you gave as your scum reads?
That's my highest priorities that I see.
You are either a normal mafia or literally the worst town in the world. You have said literally nothing for the entire match. What kind of play is that as a town to stay completely silent?
I'm sitting next to LD. It's a bit hard, but
I mean, if I was having trouble talking,
And plus-
like in all honesty.
If Chober's like, come on.
Okay.
It's pretty difficult to take a microphone off you.
Fine. All right, I'll take that defense. But you have literally
A lot
said
of
nothing. That is the most psychotic town play in the world.
well, okay. I just wanted to get out who I thought my accusations were, since that's like the
Okay, well,
most
what about
forward.
you? We're on you.
So
Why are
on
you
me
not
right now.
Mafia?
So right now, I've just been observing. Again, that's usually how I play. I try to find at least some sort of connection between people. Okay. And so,
when
you
would
guys
you
did
have
not-
started talking if we didn't have to officially waste a formal on you? It is madness. You can put your hand out and say, "Give me a microphone." You literally did not say a word until you were forced formal on an emergency
It's simply
formal.
not my style, because when there's active discussion going on, I'd rather see if there's more information I can get when I actually have to
What
talk.
did you think of me formally and Owen?
It was a little rash. I thought it came a bit out of nowhere. I know Cap initiated it, but you hopped onto it really quickly. So
I initiated it, actually.
you initiated it, but
I seconded his.
you seconded
Yeah,
his.
I was the one who was like,
All right.
Oh yeah, and then he
You said okay.
Fwash, tell me about LD Fwash, because you said he was your third.
Yeah, I just
When did you first suspect him, and then tell me what things you believe the most?
when I first made the whole my circle, I went through thinking who I thought was very likely town. Ben, Purge, and Shane were up on my town list. Chopra I was on the fence on, but he's been actively contributing now, and I think he's been brought up good points and has listed a lot of stuff. But LD came up, I think, when he started getting louder. I did notice he was like, each round, it started getting more and more. And before you even said that, that was something that I thought of, because I remember someone saying that before. But of course, that's not like a give-all. I think it was mainly just that hop on OD earlier on, when like Conrad was leading discussion. I mean, if these are the three, then they would probably want to deflect off of each other. Like,
All right. I think the fact that she remembers all these tiny points is a massive town thing. Just saying. Like, don't let's not kill another mob.
You have 30 seconds left in this discussion.
I won't waste 30 seconds.
I mean, for what it's worth, I know I'm getting scum reads from some people. I like her a lot.
If I die, kill LD for the love of God. Kill LD if I die. For the love of God, kill LD.
If I live, because I'm Mafia teammates.
You are going to live, I'm going to die, and then immediately kill.
You already said that. Do you have anything to say?
Last thing is just I'm very curious of, other than the Zyori read, what have you felt that I've made me scummy this game? Because I feel like I've contributed. I feel like I'm trying to.
I think it was kind of a Mafia play when Will was accused that you defended him. Because you would know that he's like innocent, and I thought like you were the first person to be like, why is everyone jumping on Will?
Okay.
I say we gamble.
This is
vote?
over. Do you want to push this to a vote?
help us in the next.
I think it's better to gamble with her.
All right, it's
personally.
rescinded. You have another one.
Whoa.
At least another one.
Alright, we got like a minute.
All right, we gotta spend all of our time finding the real Mafia. I'm gonna give my super town reads. Town, Mafia. Town. I am not 100%. Fwash. Yeah, you're Mafia. I'm not 100% on you three, or Owen. So can we talk about those people? Because I feel quite confident about this. Out of these people listed.
I find Cap extremely town. I'm surprised nobody else does.
Okay, I'll go off of Cap first because you mentioned him first. The only point I had with Cap is something that Kevin mentioned earlier was just his interjection was a little bit, it seemed a little bit premature. I mean, sure, the situation was frustrating for all of us, but it was like very dominant. And I think Cap's just like rarely like that. So just overall, it just seemed different. But that's just my point. I actually wanted to talk about Owen. Sure, so that last one was kind of a bigger tick for me on Owen because he literally seconded like every vote. And sure, like just getting the vote out there is not necessarily a bad thing as town, but he was literally like, yeah, let's just lynch someone. Let's just get it done. Let's get through. I mean, he always
on
does,
top
but
of that, I just feel like we've completely forgot about him, and he's like slipping under the radar here. And I honestly think he's our best lynch right now.
If we're gonna kill a bad town, I would kill Owen easily.
Would everyone rather go on Owen than anyone else? Is he really the best lynch right now? It's not like day one, guys.
Well, so a lot of people find maybe you scummy.
Have fucking reads like, Owen's.
It feels like it feels like he's just coming to me as the last resort.
It feels like Mafia lazily trying to push a lynch.
Your discussion time is over.
4 confirmed town, 3 out of 5 of the people that I haven't identified. I don't want LD to talk anymore because I feel like he's super Mafian.
You know what? I raise a formal on Purge.
I second.
Kill OD. They're definitely Mafia now because they just took control of the round, and we're fucked.
LD,
please.
There is a formal.
It's not going to seem good if you're dead, Purge.
I'll handle this. The only reason that they could have done. All right, stop. Though, all right, I don't know about OD because he makes bad decisions, but LD would very obviously hop on that if I'm 100% know he's Mafia and he knows he's. I'm just talking. Don't waste my time. They're obviously going to hop on this and go for somebody that's strong because they're worried about a medic save, etc. So they're using the formal on me because if OD is Mafia right now and this is our last go, we're fucked because we won't kill me and now we can't kill Owen, even though a moment ago we were thinking about killing Owen. So because they literally just spoke up in a half second, like some bullshit politics thing, now we're in a position where we're completely fucked if they're both Mafias because they guarantee that they get 2 kills if RNG is in their favor. So I think that super reveals that those 2 fuckers are scummy or Owen is bad, like last game.
I agree.
Don't kill me.
I agree. I can forgive LD for the jump on Owen earlier. I mean, I seconded it, so I can really understand that, right? But I think this was another misplay. I don't think.
To formal one more time if those 2 rescind.
I'm not rescinding.
That's not how it works. No. I will.
Wait. That's not how you can't tell us before we decide, Charlie.
No. I'm not. I'm saying that I'm not going to count this as your.
Wait, no. I mean, but no.
What are you
like
doing?
The formal actually went through.
Alright,
like every other formal, we got formals for LD was just like I'm gonna formal Owen. We just went through.
Whatever.
I mean, that sounds like something that's pretty favorable for town.
It sounds like I'm not sure.
Yes.
Charlie, put the paper down.
Listen,
You can't see this.
Wait, straight up, Charlie. That's like almost half interference because you were like guiding them. I think.
If you're gonna talk, take a mic.
Anyways, you guys are good.
Yeah, I'm keeping it on Purge.
All right, there is a formal on Purge.
Wait, what do you mean? Are we good?
Well, we keep it.
He already formalized seconded. I immediately regret my formal, but I mean, either there was a formal or there's not. It's not like, oh, do you wish you didn't formal him?
Okay. All right, so this is what's going to happen. Nobody's going to vote for me because if you do, you're stupid. And
You're so incredibly wrong on me that it's actually blinded me to the game. But I fucked up by seconding. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
The fact that you seconded me is so stupid that
I don't
there's
think
no way that you're not Mafia now. Or you're playing awful because you're tilted because we've been ham on you. Yes. Okay, so our clear kills are now Owen and LD. If we get lucky, we kill either one of them. I would kill LD first because I'm more sure that he's Mafia. If you guys vote and kill me off, I hate you so much. I'm going to take this personally. I'm going to unfollow you on Twitter.
I am going to take this extremely personally that you fucking tunnel vision on me the entire game. Terrible read of me the entire game while I'm town, and you're wrong. and we're gonna lose.
I would rather.
I'm upset that I
Lynch.
seconded the formal because I really think you are town, but the fact that you still can't even embrace the possibility that there's a world where I'm not Mafia just to me suggests that you're lazy about thinking about the game.
I think
and I
both
don't
of
like
you,
that.
regardless of your roles, are.
I am
very
not
tilted,
respecting your talent
are
play,
very
Kevin.
tilted. Let's just.
I am
chill.
tilted. Oh, we're both tilted.
I understand. No, I'm saying both of you are. Just everybody chill for a few seconds. Let's think about this. I feel like Purge has played very confident town, in my opinion. I found the ending sort of formal on him very scummy. At least from OD. Maybe you're a little bit tilted, David, and that's why you went on it. But
I'm
I don't
very
know.
tilted, for
I don't
the
know.
record.
I feel like. Do you feel like Purge is extremely Mafia to you based on his play?
No. I found him Mafia only because I felt he was not very consistent about like who he wanted to go after, and then he got really fucking mad when I seconded Owen. And I seconded Owen because I was so fed up with Kevin just constantly poking at me when I'm town, and I know I'm town all game. I just
Kevin.
I lost it. I
right.
I seconded. I immediately regretted it.
Owen,
I actually think Kevin is
I wanna
town,
know
but
why
I'm
Owen thinks.
Whatever.
I want to know why Owen thinks Purge is.
Yeah,
Mafia.
Purge isn't Mafia. I just think he's a bit sexy when he gets angry.
He's a lanky. He literally is trying to.
All right, so
I would rather.
Just kill Owen.
I would rather know
Kevin,
Lynch because I'm more confident. if we
Can
keep
you
one.
empathize with the fact that LD was repeatedly tilted
I would
and
rather-
might
I
make
would
that kind of
rather-
misplay twice in a row?
I would say.
What kind of excuse can you give to Owen though?
The two people that have formal on Purge have rescinded.
Who rescinded?
I rescinded.
They both like rescinded
first.
Well, yes.
They both rescinded, but you don't get another one.
What?
Yeah, no. Oh, is it? Okay.
Rip.
Wait, who we? Oh,
Go to sleep. They rescinded. That was your last formal. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Music. Mafia, please raise however many heads that you have. Please point at your first target. Please point at your second target. Mafia, please confirm your. Alright, Mafia, head down. Cop, head up. Cop, who would you like to check? Cop, head down. Medic, head up. Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Vigilante, head up. Vigilante, if you would like to use your shot tonight, please point at your target. Vigilante, head down. City awake. Shane Fwash, OD, you're dead.
Nice. When he said, have a mic.
Yeah, specials come out.
Yeah, give me a
When
mic.
he said Vigilante, I got so happy because I was like, oh my god, one of them's gonna get shot tonight if Vigi's
I
still
fucking
alive.
got it. I was Vigilante. I killed OD immediately. Even if he wasn't Mafia, he's so stupid we needed him out of the game immediately.
Agreed. Alright. We can slow down now.
All
the
right,
other specials
everyone
should come
take
out
a
if they are
breath.
here.
We just won. I mean, we just killed a Mafia. 100%. Because I'm a Vigi, and I killed Owen. So, I mean, we would have lost, right? If a Vigi didn't get a kill.
technically we would have had one more round.
Still, there's 4 people. There's 4 town at least.
Okay.
Between Mafia.
Alright.
So we can miss lunch right now?
Yeah,
or we can still-
we
No,
actually
this
could
is
miss
miss
Lynch.
Lynch or
Oh, we
lose.
can't miss
We
Lynch.
can't-
Yeah.
From the rest of
Yeah.
the game,
Now we
the rest of the game,
Just
we cannot
okay,
mess up.
Okay, just okay.
No, we
calm
can-
down.
we can.
All right, I'm cop. I checked Blitz first because I can read him the best, and I know that later in the round that I can get it from him. Then I checked Purge because I actually don't know if I can read him that well. And then Blitz died. We still got 2 kills. I was like, all right, Purge is down. And then I really hated LD, but then we all kind of like backed off of it. So I checked LD, and LD is also positive. So like back to back. So those 3 are town. So if
What is
he's
this
Vigi
disgusting-
and he's town, and I'm cop, and Purge is town, it's one of these 2, and Purge and I both read Cap. So I said we vote Cap.
No, whoa, okay.
Whoa. That
I mean, maybe we can. I don't have any reads on Ben.
mind right now.
But
I'm so sorry.
I just
Sorry, LD, my
like to me, Caps read like Purge and my Cap.
What isn't it 3?
Wait.
What about Conrad?
Like, 3 people died.
Yeah.
Didn't I check Conrad?
Wait, stop.
No, like Conrad is not guaranteed.
Because Conrad's been leading fine.
No, but Conrad was very disruptive on OD, who we think was Mafia. I mean, I thought he was Mafia
I
over
think
LD. That's what I was specifically trying to appeal.
I just want to say you misperceived my disruption. I actually really wanted OD to talk, and I thought in the same sense that you were trying to quote unquote disrupt me. I don't think that's bad necessarily, but like I was trying to get Owen to talk during the same time you were trying to get Owen to talk. So don't perceive it as like a disruption. I was actually trying to get him to speak.
Okay, that's first of all, that part I believe. Do you want to add on to something else first before I talk?
Understand that I find it very hard to be like, oh, we were disrupting each other when I went first. Then he disrupted
I didn't say
me.
you disrupted Conrad.
Right? I know.
I didn't say you were disrupting.
I would say Purge, were you next?
Continue.
Next to me.
Wait, hold on, Conrad, because stream's gonna get confused because they can hear all through.
So saying that means that like if he's disrupting me, it's not we're disrupting each other. If he's disrupting me, and I definitely think that Owen was Mafia. That's why I was trying to appeal to Purge about the fact that can't you empathize with the way that LD is just mad? Because I know shit that I got mad. Yeah, he misplayed, and I thought it was really dumb, and I almost like was ready to crucify him for it. But I can empathize with the reason that he got really pissed off and just wanted to be like, fuck this game, right? So that's why I wanted you to understand that and go on Owen. That's why I wanted you to lynch Owen if we did have another lynch. Right? Because I was very sure he was Mafia. So if someone's protecting OD, that in my mind potentially links them. Now, maybe I'm just like really off on the whole like disrupted thing, but I don't think you should clear him.
Okay, first of all, we all messed up. None of you are clear. Because if it's for town, we just lynch any one of you guys and we win.
I mean, that's fine.
So, what are you talking about?
Because we can't miss, right? Because I confirmed you and you as town, and he's Vigi, and I'm cop. We can like you two sit over here. Just let's visualize this, all right?
I don't want to. That's annoying to move chairs.
All right, don't move then. Don't move then. I'll explain it.
I'm fine with it.
There's 7 of us. There's 7 of us. If we are to believe everything that was said so far, which you don't have to, but if we are to do that, right? He claimed Vigi, so he's a town. I claimed cop, so I'm a town. I checked Blitz, Purge, and then LD. I got positive. Kill power has not been reduced. I did not magically guess 3 Mafia in a row. So we can vote on anyone.
There's one thing that could dissuade that is that you're fake claiming right now.
Well, yeah.
I don't trust you. I trust Jake. I am not 100% on you.
I don't necessarily think a fake claim here is like the best play. If he ends up living longer, maybe I get a little more suspicious. But like, unless you're trying to see.
If OD was not Mafia, and the Mafia are LD and Chobra, which we have had suspicions for the entire time, and he just fake claimed, wouldn't that be the end of us?
Assuming we kill the wrong people.
Assuming that OD was not Mafia, because he's just lanky, he's an idiot. We can't say that he was Mafia. If those two are Mafia, and he just fake claimed, and then we vote either not one of them, aren't we fine?
Okay, so if we, if the town mislynches and, Chopra, LD, Mafia, then get a kill, then you're down to 3 town and 2 Mafia. There could be 3 so there's still another day.
See, I would.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm really confused now.
I'm working off of the assumption that I still think there's 3 Mafia alive because I checked these 2, and we thought OD and LD were aligned. Sure, they don't have to be aligned town that way to like do the whole formal and second thing, but if they were like that was our conviction, right? That they were on a team, and that's why Slacks got so happy because we were still going to sleep convinced that OD was Mafia, and you were like, you assumed, right? That's why you were happy because you thought you took a shot at a Mafia.
I was happy, but I was just happy to get OD out and that the game was still going.
Okay, yeah, and then you said like I was just happy that he was because you were stupid.
Kevin, I brought it up early in the game. I just want to know what you think about Slacks overall this game. Like he came at you very early for a pretty, to me, flimsy accusation, which I brought up on day 1 of, Kevin hasn't really gone hard on anyone. It's been like
I can already respond to this and give full.
So
full
like, what do you think? So I didn't like Slacks that much in terms of content. I thought he played the same way in terms of like style as when he was town the last time as facilitator.
I think this.
So what do you think of Slacks overall?
Discussion about Slacks is entirely irrelevant. 3 people died last night. That means unless the 2 people died were Vigilante, that somebody else here would be Vigilante. That's it. Like that'd be the dumbest claim ever as a Mafia person if a Vigi got killed to bank on the 2 people that you killed, unless you're really good at reading special roles, that the Vigi is now dead. You see what I mean? And I believed him all game as well. I've got both of those pieces.
It could have been OD that was Vigi and shot one of the other people.
That's why
it actually could have been OD, but I'm more inclined to believe the world where it wasn't.
And I'm also upset about OD because I honestly, based on his previous game, I have no clue if he was just playing like an idiot or if he was Mafia. That was the most obvious Mafia thing ever, and it was a very smart play if he was Mafia, but we don't even know. There could be 3 Mafia right now, and if Choba's tricking us and we're mislynching, we just lose.
Here, I know OD. He was Mafia, I believe. He wanted to make that claim because we'd be like, he's just fucking around trying to ruin the game. That's what I would have done if I was Mafia. I'm just joking around. There's no way it could be me. I don't know why you're still pressing me, because you know this game enough to know that that would be a psychotic move by me. So I don't know why you're still pressing me, because you are very good on this game. I also don't know about you, because you only don't talk when you're Mafia, and you still have not talked that much.
Okay, go. Sorry.
Okay, I think that he's Vigi. I would say it's stupid to assume that OD was Vigi, but let's not go there.
That was not my claim.
I think he's almost certainly Town. So right now it's whether or not you believe that Chobra is actually the cop or not. If he's not the cop, then he's protecting LD. If you think that OD and LD were actually Mafia, and it's 1, 2, 3, and if you believe Chobra, it's 2 of us, 1, 2, 3.
And these two have had a very, very strong link all game. He has constantly been on Chobra. Chobra has not been too much on him, and he's been pushing Chobra this entire time.
Hey, Chobra,
and that's a big Mafia move to push someone that you know is not going to counter you.
Last round, we were actually getting kind of close. We could technically miss Lynch, but we would be going down to the end of the game. Things were like really back and forth. Did you consider coming out? And what was your kind of thought process as a cop?
No, because I only had 2 reads, and sure they were Town, but it was like because Blitz died, and we still had 2 shots. Because to me, it was like, all right, I was pretty confident that I could live another round and I could get a more secure read. Because the fire had, if I had been pushed, it was already running in my head after day 1. I was like, well, damn. Because day 1, there's no point in coming out because,
day 2, he would have come out. The only reason he would have come out was to protect Purge because Blitz was already there. We confirmed him.
That was the only reason it would have happened. But to me, it was already going all the way through. That would have been a complete last-minute ditch effort. And so when Purge was getting voted, I was like, all right, do I do this or not? Do I do this or not? And we were trying to turn back on Purge. And then I was like, no, I don't think this is going to go through even if we do the vote. I was pretty positive. And then they rescinded. I was like, all right, there's no reason for me to come out. That's the only reason I would have protected Purge because I was pretty confident I wasn't under fire by the end of the night.
Okay, good. I wanted to hear exactly that. I feel like that was a pretty good run through of exactly what a cop would be thinking about that last night. Because I was thinking that last day, I was like, should a cop come out at this point in time? I think you ran through the cop position pretty well. I don't think you're fake claiming. I think we should just go with your plan.
So what's my plan?
Kill one of us 3. That kills you first, bro.
Because to me the order is if it had to be Cap. Conrad and Ben, but only because I don't have a read on Ben. But I do want to say your claim on Ben's only quiet when he's Mafia. I don't know.
Ben is acting exactly like he acted last time as Mafia, and I shot the shit out of him as Vigilante last round. You are acting exactly the same. You got to defend yourself.
I'll speak to
why
that.
Why didn't you shoot him this game? Why was he not exactly the same?
Killing OD was more important than killing anyone
why?
else.
Because he was stupid?
Yes. Because if he survived next round, who knows what the fuck he does? And it's that time in the game where you cut out who knows what the fuck.
Listen, okay.
The biggest thing here is
no more wrenches. That's what my plan was.
The biggest thing here is I'm pretty sure Slacks is real. The fake.
Shit.
I know. I'm trying to defend you here, bro. I'm trying to help you out.
Move on.
You got a problem, David? Yeah. You got a problem?
I feel the pocket coming.
I actually am a little bit worried about this whole. It's a very convenient sort of. A lot of people alive. It seems to be the right people alive. Last game, at least I hope this game, if I'm wrong, Chobra is Mafia, and instead it's the whole reverse situation of I'm a little wary of your claim, to be honest.
Me too. The only
it's
I would
really
be,
convenient, bro.
I would be all for this if I still
if you just say you checked me, I would know. I would know that you're right. But then at the same time, why wouldn't you just
everyone who gets checked is gonna know, unless I like for some reason bumble up something and say something completely ridiculous.
LD, I gotta come out with something. I never thought you were Mafia, ever, in this entire game. I wanted to see your responses. I wanted to see how you went. And as soon as you started losing your fucking mind, I knew that you were Mafia. Because it takes a lot to push you to go to Mafia.
Weren't or were?
We're not. I do not think that LD was Mafia. And I have had good reads on you ever since you became the cop. You weren't playing like you normally do, and I believe that's because you were the cop, and that's why you were playing weird as shit. You have been completely silent, and you still haven't been defending yourself. Why? Why? Why are you not Mafia?
I'm still not sure whether or not he's cop. So we have one of...
Give us your reads. There's like 7 people.
Okay, he's obviously town. I'm pretty sure that you're town, and it's either in between you two if he's fake claiming cop, or you two if he is actually the cop, and OD being the third one.
So there's basically.
So we're all.
I'm
are
actually,
we like
I'm
all
actually
assuming
a little.
that
I'm actually
OD
a
was
little.
Mafia?
So, if there's like a sick universe where there's 3 left, and you are fake claiming, it would be like LD, Chobra, probably Cap.
Yeah.
That's like that's a sick, disgusting universe we live in. That could that's a potential.
Okay, so the one thing that like totally dispels that universe is then our Mafia. None of our Mafia team votes on the first lynch that wasn't
that
obviously
stuff
going to
happens, dude. Vote logic.
That's really unlikely when the
It's so unlikely.
percentage is low.
Independently,
I'm not saying that no one hears a line. I'm just saying like I don't think that's a likely
saying
universe.
Fosh coming out, perfectly making the play and making sure that she was cop when the other cop was dead is also percentagely low. Those things happen in these games. That's like my darkest timeline situation here.
I mean, if that was the Mafia team, like, yeah, you definitely.
Yeah, he gets swagged on. Like, that's how I'm feeling. So I'm worried about the situation, and I want to, the only person that's out of that would be Capitalist, and that's for me, I don't think he's playing very Mafia, but he's the safe lynch if this is the case. He's he's the one that's in both Venn diagrams.
Why do you think he's the safe lynch?
Yeah.
Because he's in both Venn diagrams.
Why over Merlini is Cap?
Because he's in both Venn diagrams.
Can you expand?
So in the timeline where I imagine that you 3 are Mafia together, because you were very supportive of his cop claim almost immediately. Just immediately after he came out.
Aggressively supported
Right?
me when
Exactly.
not many people wanted to.
Exactly. And I think everybody's kind of on board, but in this sort of situation, that's why I imagine, and then outside of that, your checks, if we're living in the universe where Chobra is real, we have the checks of Purge, Blitz, and LD. And so the people that are outside of that, minus yourself, Shake, is us 3. And he's the only person in both circles. That's why he'd be the safe lynch, in my opinion.
Okay, so
That's just this is looking at it strictly logically, not how you've played it all. I think you've been playing really town, but that's just the way I've seen it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care about you because I think you're just trying to again be disruptive or pocket somebody or try and. Because remember, the simplest play would be that he is cop, that he did correctly, blah blah blah. That mathematically we've won, and I think you know that. And I think you realize, okay, if they're gonna go with that plan, I've got to be able to. So I don't care about you, Purge. Yeah. I you're the one who doesn't quite believe it. And I kind of want to wonder, I wonder why, and what the narrative that he gave about being the cop. I thought that was pretty good.
When he announced that he was cop, he acted exactly like he has been acting as Old Town. Instantly changed his mind. Chobra, because he was finally telling the truth and was able to talk to us. That's my interpretation. I trust his judgment. It's up to you, buddy. I trust you 100%. You tell me what to do, I'll do it.
Chobra did get really high energy as well. I definitely initially I believed his claim entirely, and then I'm getting scared. The other reason is because I feel like LD may still be tilted, but he hasn't been extremely constructive. He's still been a little diversionary. And because LD is still, after getting that clean, is still giving weird logic to me, despite me immediately apologizing and saying I feel like that removes a lot of tilt, is what I'm saying. LD's still been playing weird, and to me that makes me scared that Chobra says the only way we fucking win this game, because if it's those 2, for example, I think that's most likely that there's 2 left. Yeah. That if LD...
Wait, so just to be clear, you're afraid of me and Chobra together? Yes.
Yes, but I lost my train. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Can I jump in then?
Do you think I'm still Mafia?
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Do you think I'm still Mafia?
I think you 2 are one of the first 2 that we kill in almost all scenarios. Yep. And after Conrad's last triangle thing, I think seemed pretty legit.
Okay.
But that agrees with you, right, Chobra?
Yeah, but do you want to go first?
I just want to make sure that because Purge is the only one who of the guaranteed town that didn't quite believe. Look, if you want to lynch one of us 2, just please go all the way through with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't falter, but obviously I might get killed. But I remembered my train. Because LD's been acting weird, I feel like, and if those are the only two that are left over, the only fucking way that they win is a fake claim. It's the only way. Because if we think LD for sure is it, and he's fake claimed, then it might make things complicated. Do we have to pick somebody?
I'll put a formal on Cap then, and then here I'll.
Okay, second on Cap. We have to do it because somebody could have fucking done some shifty shit. Oh, we do? Oh, nice.
Thank God.
Somebody could have done that shifty shit like what Owen and LD did early, and we could have. I thought.
But if it fails, we can't formally the same person. Okay.
Okay, so I think.
Well, that would have been a hell of a move.
I'm kind of torn between.
After hearing Purge. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please. It's your fault.
So I'm kind of torn between whether or not I should just like give in and just be like, okay, and then go through the plan, or if I should try and actually fight a little bit for you guys to lynch Merlini instead of me, or really Conrad. But I think I'm gonna go with the defense. I think I've been like pretty damn town. I think the fact that like LD got cleared does help clear me. I mean, maybe I was doing the really unpopular Mafia play and, you know, going with him because I knew he was town despite everyone else thinking it was Mafia. Like, that for me feels like a really risky Mafia play. I feel like I am being pretty damn town. I think I've gone through the explanations. I think that the whole narrative about the cop was a really good way to help make sure that you don't have a fake claim. I would much rather have you kill Merlini. If you don't do that, though, just go with the plan.
I just want to actually speak after just talking a little about Purge here, just a little bit separately. After hearing him, it made me more confident about sort of the situation that we're in. I'm happy to go through this, and I think this is gonna be fine. Chobra's gonna die, but like as long as we stick to the plan, no bullshit afterwards, we're gonna be fine.
In which stage does Chobra die? Like last of the three? Because if there's two.
No, he's saying.
Sorry, what are the three?
I'm gonna get shot.
Okay.
Like
if you
there's.
don't,
So what I'm saying is, sorry.
I mean,
he's gonna
no
die
one
in the
left
night
alive
because
like,
the cop. You just kill a cop.
Yeah, it actually benefits
You can
nobody
literally
alive to like leave
unless,
me
like,
alive because there's so few.
So unless they do try and do some sort of meta play where they keep him alive, like there's no way that like oh look, he's fake. He's alive still. So as long as we just go through the plan and we all just like follow this, no bullshit. Is everybody gonna agree? Hands in.
Wait, hold on. Like, okay. First of all, you keep saying like, oh, I think I'm gonna defend myself. I think I've played really town. I think I've made my accusation and defended them really well. Like, which one specifically are you talking about? Because as far as I remember, the first big outrage that Perch and I picked up on was you wanting to second Odie and like let him talk, right? And then you kind of seconded just to instigate that. And that no. Hold on. All right. And then after that, we had a little bit of bickering between you and Conrad. And then now was the time also we talked a lot. Like, when did you make any other reads?
I mean, I made reads early on at day one that helped out.
Reads.
But I mean, I think that my points that I made in day one were actually like pretty decent. I didn't vote against Blitz. I like tried. Yes, in retrospect, I definitely should have pushed harder. But I actually thought that there was plenty of people who were like actually going, yeah, we should push for this vote. I'm not gonna vote. I'm just gonna see who's actually voting for him, because I thought it was like very clear that we shouldn't be voting
so
on
you thought the
a
rest
town.
of the town was sitting there going like, we're just gonna make sure. This
I mean, I
vote
thought there was
happens
at
and
least
then
a couple people.
We're gonna make sure it doesn't go through.
I mean, listen, you're fine. It's fine. You're set on me. Just kill me then. Listen, I'll be validated in 2 or 3 minutes.
Just go through the plan and then go through the plan. Yeah.
All right.
Don't deviate from the plan.
No, it's
kill
him, and then
kill
I'm
Merlini,
most likely
kill
gonna
me,
die.
Or you can kill me second if it makes you feel better.
Got it. So we vote to kill Cap tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cap.
Yeah, that's fine.
Heads down and.
Can we?
Are you guys pushing forward?
we all basically believe that Chobra is the cop, right?
Cop. Yeah.
I mean, if Chobra
And we're all
is
in
not
on the
the
cop.
cop, and LD and Chobra, I mean, you guys deserve the victory.
Yes, push this to a vote.
Congratulations.
All right, you're pushing this to a vote. Heads down. If you would like to kill capitalists, please raise your hands. All right, capitalist, you are dead. Go to sleep. Just kidding, Mafia wins.
Fuck yeah!
Hey, you fucked up, dude. You fucked up.
No. Trust me.
You actually fucked
I
statistically messed up.
I'm sorry, guys.
I statistically messed up.
both of
And I
you
knew I could
wanted
rattle
to
him
take
up.
your
I knew I could rattle him up, and I knew you would back me up. So I know where I messed up. I know where I statistically messed up. But you know why I chose him?
My town.
Oh my god! Because you guys would just kill LD. No, and here's the easiest to pressure after that. Because LD was already on the
I know. The problem with the whole situation is.
How did you trust me?
I know. But here's why.